Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you all for everybody who decided to check in with me. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Oh, forgive the camera. I don't know if y'all. The camera's not the same. I. It's a whole ordeal. It's not really that big of an ordeal. I took the power cord from my normal camera that I use to church because I might have misplaced one of the power cords for one of the cameras at church, and we have similar cameras, so it's the same brand. So my power cord works for theirs, so I took mine to church, and I forgot to bring it home. And of course, I didn't notice until today because I didn't go on Monday or Tuesday. So I didn't notice until I'm rushing in, and I get down here, and I'm like, let me flip everything going. And then I go to turn on the camera, and it's running on battery power. And I'm like, what is going on? And I look through all my stuff, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to unplug it. So it's still plugged in at the church. So I have my old Sony camera. It's an old camera. It doesn't have I could probably go in and adjust the color profile and all of that kind of stuff, but I didn't have time. So this is what we got. It looked kind of dull, like I look ashy, but I'm not ashy. You know what I'm saying? I put on some moisturizer and all that good stuff this morning. I'm not ashy. I just look ashy on camera. All of that being said, I'm here. Thank you all for joining. Let's go through as I normally do. I say hello to everyone. And something is going on with my mouse. I think I need to charge it. I think that's what that is. I'll charge it tonight. Maria, representing North College Hill. Maria was first, by the way. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon, Robert Willis. Good afternoon. We got Tanika. Tanika, how many people call you Tonica? Because for years I thought that was your name. Anytime I saw it spelled, I was like, Tonica. It's Tonica. But it's Tanika. Good afternoon. She's representing beautiful Orlando, Florida. Good afternoon. Got Daryl in the house. Daryl, what's up? What's up? Thank you for checking out the show. Pat Rogers. Pat, good afternoon. Daryl in the house says Ron is nowhere to be heard from. Ron been all on my timeline today. So he's out there. He's out there. But I appreciate you checking us out, Daryl. We got Erica in the house. Erica, representing Reading. She says, I know I'm late. Yeah, you about 3-4 people late. But I was late, so you know what I'm saying. It happens to the best of us every once in a while. Thank you for checking out the show. Drea, representing Sycamore Township. Good afternoon, Drea. I appreciate you. Logic Slayer, representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Jerica says, hola mi familia. Hola to you too. My sister, I appreciate you checking out the show. We got Lewis in the house representing Sharonville. Good afternoon, Lewis. I appreciate you. Got I know, that's not CK. I don't know why I just said CK. That is not CK. That is Lewis Talbert. The other Lewis is CK. Andrea Bustle representing Downtown. Andrea, good afternoon. I appreciate you. We got Diana Huddleston Angel in the house. She's representing Gulf Manor. Thank you. Thank you for checking us out. Jerica says, why you ashy? That's not funny. That's not funny. I'm not ashy. I put on, I use this camphor cream. I don't use, lotion and stuff like that. I use camphor cream. Camphor cream. And it makes me nice and moisturized, and it keeps me moisturized. It helps, if you are like real ashy. Like I had damaged legs. Like my legs they were really badly damaged. And then I met this chick from Africa. She was from Zimbabwe. And she was a really nice girl. We worked together at the radio station for a while. Yeah, I remember when we pretended that Lincoln brought home a wife from Africa all those years ago. Gertrude was her name. What did we call her? Because we didn't call her Gertrude. And I don't think Gertrude is her real name anyway. But anyway, she was, from Africa. And I came in with some shorts on one day, because I very rarely ever wear shorts. And she saw my legs, and she was like, oh, my gosh. I have something for that. And I'm like, I don't know exactly what that means. I should be offended. And she was like, no, I got something for that. She said, I'm going to call my mama, and I'm going to have my mama send me some stuff, and you just use it. She said, it don't smell good at all, but use it. And I said, okay. I'm not against using it. And she brought it to me, and I put it on. I put it on, 2-3 times a day or whatever. Just like putting on lotion. And before long, my legs just kind of looked normal. And I was like, wow, that's some good stuff. And I noticed they was nice and moist and all of that good stuff. All that good stuff. And I was like, all right, I can do this. So now I've hunted it down. I found it. And now that's what I use. I use camphor cream. Again, it don't smell amazing. It ain't bad. She said the smell goes away quickly, and it does. It's not as bad as it sounds. But I use camphor cream now. All of that to say, I'm not ashy. I'm not ashy. All right? DeAndre, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Dwayne Larkin in the house representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Vanessa Lynn Bennett London. You got to take a deep breath before you say her full name. Vanessa Lynn Bennett London representing Stanley Rowe. All right. Good afternoon. I appreciate you checking me out down there, Stanley Rowe. DeAndre says, hola, E-Man. Well, hola to you too, DeAndre. I appreciate you checking us out. We got Pamela Kinney in the house representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. Sean D. Nutter. Good afternoon. Sean, I know he's representing ATL. Terry Anderson representing downtown. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Sierra Brooks also checking in. She's representing Boston. Appreciate you, Sierra Brooks. And good afternoon. Paul Cunningham says Emanuel Livingston and the Afternoon Experiment. Thank you for checking us out. Al Johnson representing Middletown. All right, Middletown in the house. Thank you for checking us out. Ron Tucker. Trucking in Milwaukee. Can't wait to get home. All right, Milwaukee in the house. And get home safely. I know, man, I couldn't be a truck driver. I see the way people cut in front of truck drivers and, it'd be just enough, and they get in there, then they hit their brakes, and I'm like, bro, that's a whole truck. He can't stop as fast as you can. You gonna get squashed in there. People just don't respect truck drivers at all. Now, some of them truck drivers be out of order, but people don't respect truck drivers and the road and all that stuff anyway. So you be safe out there, Ron. Ron says, here I go, and some, I guess, simulated profanity. Ron, I appreciate you for checking out the show. DeAndre says, shea butter will get you right. No, shea butter did not get me right. I tried shea butter. Didn't work. Not for what I had. I had sun damage. When I was a teenager, 9th grade, I told you, well, I really didn't tell this story. I learned how to swim the summer before my 9th grade year. We moved to Hawaiian Village. That was when I started the Hawaiian Village Wrestling Association. It's a whole other story. But I used to lay out in the sun, like a white person. I used to just lay out in the sun. I didn't really like the sun beating all on my upper body, but I loved the way it felt on my legs. I loved the way it felt. So I would take a towel and cover up, from the crotch up, and my legs would just be exposed. And I would lay out there, hours and hours and hours. So I had horrible, horrible sun damage to my legs. Like, I still, on the front of my legs, hair does not grow. I grow hair on the back, on the sides, but on the front of my legs, hair does not grow on the front of my legs. My skin is very damaged from the sun. So, shea butter didn't help it. Vaseline didn't help it. Lotion didn't help it. Lubriderm and none of that stuff helped it. But when she told me the camphor cream, and I tried it, and it worked. It worked very, very good. So, no, shea butter wouldn't have got me right. It wouldn't have. Let's see. Let me see. I got Jerica, got Ron, got Daryl, got Tanika. Brent representing Dallas. Good afternoon. Pamela says, this is a come see lotion competitor story. I don't think I've never seen anybody claim that camphor cream raises the dead. So, no. Axe Black says, damn, a man saying he feel moist is crazy. Only if you're crazy. Most normal people understood what that meant. Just a few crazy people was like, what? Let's see. I think I got Yo Underwood representing the JC. All right. Good afternoon. Nat Turner representing Madisonville. Good afternoon. Brian Taylor in the house representing Springdale. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Lewis, a.k.a. CK, in the house. Great content champ. All right. We got Ben Thomas. Says, we ain't eating no dogs or geese over here. All right. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Brenda Early representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. My OSHA in the house says, you're a weirdo. I'm not a weirdo. Well, I might be a weirdo. I don't know. I might be. Tanika says, you didn't use sunscreen? No, I ain't use nothing. I would get in the pool. I was so happy to know how to swim. I would jump in the pool, do a little swimming, and then get out and just lay out. And ruin my legs. Yeah, the hair won't even grow. Yeah. B-Rab says, this mofo burned his leg hair off. I didn't have any leg hair. It just never grew. Let me see. Hawaiian Village Wrestling Association? No, it was the Hawaiian Village Wrestling Association. I was not going to put no Cumsey lotion, lather up my legs with that. Regina Denson Griffin representing Claremont County. Good afternoon. Crystal Hoskins in the house representing the Christ Hospital. Good afternoon. Dante Johnson says, I'm late. What's up? Nothing yet. We ain't got into nothing yet. Nakia Lovett. Good afternoon. And I think that's it. I've said hello to everyone. I appreciate all y'all for joining the show. Again, pardon me for my tardiness. And again, I'm not ashy. It's a different camera. I had to set the color profile. Everything will be all right. Shahara in the house. Good afternoon. Representing Mason today. All right. LW, I'm assuming that's Lincoln Ware, said he has weed in a deodorant stick. You want me to ask him how to get you some? I won't say it's for you. No, I'm cool. I don't need my underarms to be high. I appreciate it. All right. So what's on the table? Of course, you know what's on the table is the debate last night. I watched the debate. It was an interesting debate. Here's what I'll say. Because Mrs. Livingston was watching it with me. And then at some point, she dozed off. Because, she's older now. It was her birthday on Monday. So I'm teasing her about being old. Even though she's not as old as I am. It don't matter. But she dozed off and she woke up and she said, okay, who won? And I said, both. They both won. They both lost. Whoever you like won. Whoever you don't like lost. I think Trump did what he felt like he had to do, which was just not completely lose control. He didn't explode, spontaneously combust. You know what I'm saying? The bar was really low for him. Don't turn to her and call her the B word. You know what I'm saying? That was the bar for him. If he would have looked over and said, bitch, let me tell you something, he would have lost. But he didn't do that. And so, to his people, he hit his issue, immigration. Told y'all when they got nothing else, they start hollering immigration. They want to scare you. And that was it. That was immigrants. Mr. Trump, do you take any responsibility for January 6th? Immigrants. I'm sorry, he didn't do that. Because he refused to look at her. I think he thought if he would have looked at her, he would have totally lost it. So he refused to look at her. She made a point, of course, of looking at him. She made a point of looking at him. But he refused to look at her. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. So that was that. And she did what she needed to do. She pressed him on the issues. She picked with him. She got under his skin. We could tell. She got under his skin and, made him, threw him off base. But he knew when I get off base, just immigrants. He knew that. So that was what he did. When, she getting under my skin. She talking about the people at my rallies. She said my rallies ain't big. Immigrants. Well, okay, no. When she said the rallies wasn't big, then he had to speak on that. And he didn't speak about what he was supposed to actually be talking about, which I don't remember what it was. He didn't talk about that. So, yeah, they both did what they were supposed to do. Now, if you're talking substance-wise, neither one of them really answered any questions. Neither one of them really answered any questions. And that's why I don't like the way debates are structured in our society. I think moderators of a debate should be able to say, in the middle of an answer, hold on, wait, stop, Madam Vice President. I didn't ask you about that. I asked you, will you answer that question? And then once they veer off, okay, so you're not going to answer the question, we're going to move over here to former President Trump. Former President Trump, do you take any responsibility or have any regrets for the way you handled January 6th? Well, the immigrants are... Whoa, hold on, stop. That wasn't what I asked you. Former President. I asked you, do you have any regrets about the way you handled things? Well, those immigrants are coming out. Okay, so you're not going to answer that question either. Okay, let's move on to another question. Because neither one of them was answering the questions that were asked. What if I'm watching that debate and I am purely being objective, which I'm not. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm not. Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. He should not ever have power in a political government way ever again. So I'm not objective about this. I'm telling you, coming in the door, I'm anti-Trump ever being president, period. So you know, all that you get from me, while I'll tell you the truth about this and I'll tell you the truth about that, I'll try to objectively look at the situation and give you my objective analysis. I am against Donald Trump ever holding political power in terms of being in government, because he's wealthy, so he's gonna have some political power. Money is political power. So without taking away all of his money, he's gonna have some political power. But he's not gonna be the president, hopefully, ever again, because he shouldn't be, because he is a threat to democracy, to the style of government, because I know people, well, we don't have a true democracy, we have a representative, whatever. He should not be in office in our form of government because he does not like it. He does not like this country. He don't like the people of this country, even the white people. He don't like them. He does not like them. He only cares about him and what he can get. So I'm straight up. I'm not. No, I'm on one side, and that's the not Trump side. But I can try to be objective, and I can tell you from the standpoint of the debate. if I'm an undecided voter, right? Which means I'm kind of out there. I'm not really paying attention. I don't know much. Like maybe I don't know how government works. Because I can't see, and I'm just being honest, I can't see someone who understands even a little bit. Like I don't know all the little nuances of government. I don't. I don't sit around and watch C-SPAN and write down every House bill. You know, when people call me and be like, oh, Emanuel, are you familiar with HR 247.124? No, I'm not. So you should get some information. And I'm just not sitting around writing down the numbers of the House bills so that I can try to stump somebody on them, okay? I don't know all the nuances of government. I'm not that guy. But I don't understand how someone who has even a general idea of how our governmental system works can support that guy. I don't. And I don't understand how you cannot see how he's a danger. I understand that there are people who don't see it. I'm not saying you're crazy or, you've got whatever. I'm saying I don't understand how you don't see this. So if I'm sitting here, one of these lost in space, that ain't fair. They're just not really paying much attention. They got other things to do in their life. If I'm one of these undecideds and I watch that debate, it all depends on what I like. It all depends on what I like. Do I like the guy who's, big and tough and forceful and, says it. He just says it. He says what he thinks, whether it's a lie, whether it's the truth, whether it's whatever, but he says it like it's true. If I like that type of guy, Trump won. If I like kind of a methodical, look at what you did, I know who you are, I know what you said, I know what you're gonna say, I know the type of person that you are, and that, here is my plan, even though, of course, it's a debate. I can't get into all of the details, but here is what I want to do. Kind of a bird's eye view. And, if I like a thoughtful person who's kind of willing to at least look and change her perspective on things, which when that became a bad thing, I don't know. It's flip-flopping if you change your perspective. So you're telling me, y'all know me, I like my math, right? Oh, somebody asked about the phone. Hold on. Phone. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The phone ain't up. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Oh, now I got to check my email? Check my email. Okay. They sent me a code. Just show me the code. Why is it so big? Well, where's the code? Oh, my goodness. If y'all can see how big that is. I think that was right. And then log in. Come on, log in. What's taking you so long? There's no reason it should take this long. It's normally like bam, and it's there, but it's still logging. Still logging in. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Something's definitely not functioning properly. Okay, log in. I don't need all of these pop-up. Connect to HubSpot or Salesforce to sync your data. Invite a teammate to your workspace. I don't need to do none of that. Just log in. Use auto replies to automatically. I don't know what's happening. The phone is supposedly logging in, but it's trying to sell me stuff. It'll refresh. Log in. All right. Okay. You can call in now, Ron. I see where I missed a call from Ron D. So I believe the phone should be. Hold on, let me see if I got them on. The phone should be working. So, okay. What was I saying? Ron said he had some. I had to shoot you some S to let you know I wasn't playing. Okay. I believe the phones are up. Hold on. Let me call. See if the phones are up. All right. The phones are up and running. What was I saying? What was I saying? I forget what I was saying. I know I was talking about the debate. And it all depends on who you like, on what style you like. You like somebody thoughtful, so on and so forth. For my money, it was kind of a wash. But it don't really matter to me who won. He said a lot of he told some lies, but what else can you expect? What else can you expect? Or what else would you expect from him? I did like it that she brought up, and you know that he didn't deny it. She brought up, you know, him not renting to black people, and at no point did he say, that's not true. For all y'all who think he's never done those things, he would have said, that's a lie. He would have said, she's not telling you the truth or something. He couldn't dispute it. So for those of you who, you know, when I tell y'all this dude is a racist, well, what policies has he done that's racist and all that nonsense? He's a racist. And if you're comfortable with kind of a blatant racist being your president, then okay. Just say that. But don't be, well, what policies did he put forth that were racist? It don't matter. It don't matter. He's a racist. So, but I mean, you know, it was a debate. It was a debate. It was entertaining. He did say a few things in it, like when he told her to basically stop talking, like, I'm speaking. Remember that? Remember that? I kind of like that. That reminded me of something that I would do. He did it twice, and I chuckled both times. But no, it wasn't lost on me that he refused to look at her, and he refused to call her by her name. Neither of those things were lost on me. So, I don't know. Who won? Who won? And what are you... because I've always hated the idea of who won a debate. It's a debate. It's a debate. It in my mind, it's supposed to be the exchange of two different people's ideas. And you're kind of comparing and contrasting them. At least what I perceive as a real debate, nobody wins a debate. Nobody wins a debate. You just have different people. You just have different opinions. But people like that, who won? Who won? I agreed with her assessment and you know, her vision, if you want to. Jack says, I trust Trump to do what he did last time he has office. Compare both progress while in office. Well, that wouldn't be fair because she's never been the president. So you can't compare Trump being president and her being vice president. Because one thing that she can't do She needs to, but she can't do it. If I'm her advisor, you can't do that. Do not do it. She really needs to throw Joe Biden under the bus where they don't agree. She needs to be able to say, look, I wanted to do this, but I'm not the president, so I can't do it. I wanted to do that, but I'm not the president. I can't do that. Because she's not the president. Ron.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
But her policies are more left than Joe Biden. So, I mean, she can distance herself, but I mean, then it just leaves her.
What policies? What policies are you talking about?
The policies of gun man. Now, you have to understand that she says she's the same person and she's kept her core values.
Ron? Ron?
Yes.
What policies are you talking about?
I'm ready to tell you. I said you have to realize that she said she's the same person as 2019.
Right. So yes. So she kept her values are the same. So what policies are we talking about?
She's kept her core values so that the fact that she actually said that she wanted to ban AR-style rifles of high capacity, and mandatory gun buyback. She's the same person. Now she said that she's not going to do that anymore. But if we can't trust Trump to say that he won't do abortion on a federal mandate, how can we trust her that she's going to do not going to do a mandatory gun buyback program? And this is on and on. And I mean, like I said, and you can't trust either one. So whatever. But
wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Before you write it down, whatever it is you were about to say, because I don't want you to lose that point. But I do want to ask you. So, are you in favor of, like, let's say 14-year-olds having AR-style weapons?
Don't be ridiculous.
What do you mean? It's a question. Are you in favor of that?
No.
Okay. Are you in favor of there being like background checks and stuff like that to buy like AR-style rifles?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it that you don't agree with her on? Because she says she's no longer in favor of banning them and gun buybacks. So hold on, let me get the question out.
Okay.
So her current stance on the policy, where does she differ from you?
Well, first of all, her values have not changed.
Right.
That's what she said.
Right.
And Bernie Sanders said, that, and he doesn't necessarily speak for her.
Hold on, is Bernie Sanders in here? I didn't see him. I was looking.
Hey, you asked me a question. Let me answer.
What you're talking about, Bernie Sanders? I don't see him in the room.
Yeah, but you asked me a question. Let me answer. So, on Meet the Press, Bernie Sanders said what everybody knows, and what everybody knows about any politician, that she just changed her value, or she has the same value. She's just doing that to win an election, and everybody does that. That's
may I suggest that maybe you're misunderstanding the word values. Like if hold on, let me explain. Values mean the values Hold on, let
Nigga,
me. Can
I know how
let
to
me?
use it in a sentence, nigga.
Just because you
And
know
I
how to use it in
know
a
what
sentence doesn't
sentence
mean that
he
you understand.
used it. I
What the
know,
values
and I
mean
can
is that
comprehend
my
how he
values is that
used
I
it.
want to see all of
Nigga,
these mass shootings and
fuck
stuff
out.
go down. Though that's where you say, I don't believe people's lives should be recklessly taken. Those are my values. Now, how I get to that is not necessarily what my values are. How I get to that is a method to. So I might think
Okay.
this is the way to get there, and then tomorrow
Okay.
I'm like, oh, that was not the best
Okay.
method to get there.
Wait,
My values haven't changed,
wait.
but my stance
But
on
wait.
how to get there might have changed.
But wait. That's how you get to your value. I was taking it from what she said.
Right.
So I was taking it for what she said, not you.
Right, but her
I was taking it.
values weren't. Her values is
I was
about
taking
bringing
no.
down the gun violence. Her
Yeah, but
values
you trying to
don't
twist me up. You
necessarily.
trying to
This is
twist
how
me
we
up
get
again.
there. Do you
Trying to twist
understand that?
me up again. You trying to twist me up again.
How am I trying to?
Talking all this. Hey, let me answer the question. You
I'm
asked me
sorry.
a fucking question.
You're right.
Let
My
me
bad. I
answer it.
shouldn't be trying to make words make sense.
Yeah. Like I said, she has the same values, and she said that during her interview, and what Bernie Sanders said is what we all know with dealing with politicians. Bernie Sanders said she was basically saying what she said to win the election. Now, I understand what she said, but my thing is she can turn around and, do whatever she wants to do.
That's
So
not true.
I don't trust that way. Don't let me answer the question.
But what you said is not true, though.
Let me fully answer the question.
But what you said is not true. That's all. You can fully answer the question, but what you said in the answer is not true.
I'm trying to twist me up, nigga, like you always do.
I'm not.
No, but stop talking.
But you said something that's not true,
talking.
and if I don't correct you again, that's like saying 2 + 2 is 7, and then 7 × 2 is 14. But if I just keep letting you go when you've said something that's wrong, it doesn't help.
Fuck you, nigga, because you trying to do that shit on purpose.
What? You said she can do whatever she wants to do, and that's not true. As the president, she does not have ultimate authority to order mandatory gun buybacks. That's just not true.
Coward. That's some coward old shit.
What? What are you saying?
That's some coward old shit.
You're saying coward?
So, like I said, I'm gonna fully answer the question for you.
Okay.
And I would appreciate it if you let me fully answer it and get my answer out instead of you.
But that'll be 10 minutes from now.
Okay.
Can you keep the answer brief?
Okay. All right. Her integrity is in question, so I don't believe her. Period.
Okay.
Okay.
I respect that. But you do know she just can't unilaterally order mandatory gun buybacks, right?
Just so you know, but Trump can't unilaterally end democracy. Fuck you, Manuel. You be talking that bullshit. That's that bullshit.
I didn't. Hold on. What? No.
If
he can't.
do it,
But
Trump
if
can't do
if
it.
he can't. But if he's got the people in place to help him do that, he can.
Fox, nigga.
You sound like a maniac when you say that, don't you?
Yeah, Fox, nigga. I told you you're not dealing with a normal motherfucker. Shit.
Okay, so, all right, other than the gun piece, what other policy of hers do you perceive that you don't align with?
I don't align with the $25,000 home tax credit. She can't. Again, it's the thing about what Biden was promising and all that shit. I'm not saying it because Trump said it. I'm saying it because economists say it and everybody says it. She can't do it, and it is a cost taxpayers trillions and trillions of dollars by itself. Not even with the deficit. I think they said $17 trillion. Not and if there's she wanted to say she wasn't going to give a $50,000 tax credit to small business entrepreneurs. But what the fuck? You're not giving a business. You're not giving that tax credit to a small business.
I think
not
you
a
just made up
business.
some numbers, just so you know. But
Not,
go ahead.
not, she said $50,000 for a small business tax credit. You're not dealing with a motherfucking small business when you're dealing with a small business like mine and yours with a $50,000 tax credit. We're not generating $50,000 a year. That would be a small business with like 50 employees or 50 or more employees.
Ron.
And so that doesn't trickle down to black
Ron.
folks.
Ron.
That doesn't trickle down
Ron.
to poor people.
Ron.
That doesn't trickle down to what?
So you're saying
Emanuel.
you are against giving a home credit and or a small business tax credit. You're against that.
No, I'm against trying to say that you're going to give small businesses a tax credit.
So you're against the small business tax credit.
No, I'm against insinuating that a small business like mine and yours
Ron.
can get a tax credit.
Maybe you didn't understand the question that I asked
tax
then.
credit when we can't.
Did you understand the question that I asked?
Well, I know. And
Okay,
I understood the
so let
question
me. My
that
question
you
was.
gave me.
My question was, what policy do you? You may not agree with the way to get there, but there's a difference between saying I'm against that as a policy and I don't see how she can make that happen. You're saying two different things. On one hand, you're saying you are for the policy, you just don't think that it can work for you.
I'm going to say that again. I'm against that has a policy.
So you are against a $25,000 home.
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I'm against.
But I have to ask for
policy
specifics because you get confused.
It will not trickle down to people like me or you.
So wait, just so I'm clear.
It will
The
not
reason,
down to
hold on. So the reason, Ron. So the reason you're against it is because you feel like you won't benefit from it. But if you could benefit from it, you'd be for it.
Yeah.
So then you're not against the policy.
Absolutely.
You're not against the policy. You like the policy. Maybe you want the policy expanded so that you can benefit from it. That's different. You're not against the policy.
Okay. I'm not against the policy, but I know bullshit when I see it, nigga, because she can't get there for nobody like me.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again. So other than guns, wait. So other than the AR, which you actually kind of said you were for that too. What policy of hers are you actually against?
I told you.
No.
I'm against her. Period. I'm against her. Period.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
you are against Trump. Period. For doing what she done or doing what he did or do threat to democracy, all that type shit.
Yes.
I'm against what she's done and how she opened up that border, and I'm against that Biden administration. So fuck them and fuck Kamala. Period. Now,
Okay.
get to the real nitty gritty.
Oh.
To see the American people. It's a trip how you were rah against rah for Kamala, but you cast a doubt against Trump.
Right.
When Kamala Harris and the Biden administration is sitting there trying to take advantage of people. Now, the fact of the matter, and I was telling my son today because he didn't
Oh, you
know
was telling
about
whose
the
son?
data breach.
We don't share a son.
I was telling no, I was telling my son
Okay.
today. My son.
Okay.
I was telling my son
That's better.
today because he didn't know about the data breach about the 1.3 million people in Canada and in the United States that the they got the all of our social security numbers and data information has been compromised. They got everybody's information, and he didn't understand the the what's what's the word? He didn't understand the implications of that
Okay.
because Snowden has been. Snowden told us. John Snowden told us that the Obama administration was collecting data, and they collected everything. They collected our text messages, our emails. They collected everything. Now, the United States government lost all of it. They lost all of our data. They lost all of our data, our social security numbers, everything. Everything has been compromised. Now, they don't talk about it, and they won't show it. But the implications of
Wait,
that,
who is they?
you know,
Who is they?
the powers that be, because it's people that run the media companies, right? It's
Sure.
people that run the media companies, right?
People run media
And
companies,
and,
yes.
and it's people that run the people that are running the media companies, right?
I
Right?
guess you could say
Like
that.
no, like Blackwater and or like BlackRock and Vanguard.
Wait, hold on.
BlackRock and
Wait,
Vanguard. They
wait.
they own all the
Who is?
media companies.
Wait. Who is that?
What? Who is BlackRock and
Yeah,
Vanguard?
yeah.
They're investment companies.
Wait, but
Okay,
you said wait.
keep it simple.
Whoa. Because you're using some statements, and it's important what you're saying. You said people run
Hmm.
media companies. I said yes. You said, and
No,
then
I
there
didn't.
are. Hold on,
Yeah, well,
can I
okay,
finish?
yeah.
And then you said there are
Okay, go ahead.
people who run the people who run media companies, and you said the people who run the people who run media companies is BlackRock. BlackRock is a person.
Okay. BlackRock, you know what? You know,
You said
you're
people
so full of
who
shit,
run
man.
people
Hey,
who run
man.
media
Hey,
companies.
hey,
Is
man.
BlackRock a person?
Ah,
I'm just asking the
you really,
question. I don't know Mr. BlackRock, so
hey,
I'm
man.
asking.
Hey, man. Media companies are ran by CEOs, and ultimately,
Uh-huh.
the ultimately everybody reports back to Vanguard and BlackRock. Everybody.
What is
They
BlackRock's
own
first name?
everything.
What's his name?
Larry Fink runs BlackRock.
So his name is Larry BlackRock?
Larry Fink
Okay.
runs BlackRock.
So Larry
I
Fink.
don't
Wait.
I don't
I'm just trying to
remember.
understand. Don't get
I
mad at
don't
me for not
remember.
knowing.
I don't remember the one who runs Vanguard.
All right. So Larry Fink runs all the media, is what you're saying.
Ultimately, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I believe that it's people who run, who answer, or Larry Fink answers to somebody. But nevertheless,
Who would that be? Who does Larry
nevertheless,
Fink answer to?
I know I don't know.
Oh.
Don't know.
Oh.
Don't know. So ultimately, all of the companies are those run the media companies. The media companies are ran by the government, and you can see that by
I thought they were run by
social
Larry
media,
Fink.
which and you can see that I said media companies.
Right.
You can see that by social media and with what the DOJ did to
I'm
what the
confused.
DOJ did to Mark Zuckerberg. So when I tell you, when I tell you
I'm
that
confused. I
people
just
need to be looking out for, not um, just put a guard on their social security number, you know, in on what's that shit, TransUnion and all that other stuff. Put a guard on there, but you know, check all of your stuff, and I think there is, there's a reason why that stuff was leaked out. You know, I
I know.
just do.
Okay.
But check it, and nobody else is talking about it. So I just wanted to bring that up. That everybody in America's, uh, all the data, including Social Security numbers and everything, are compromised.
Just so I'm clear,
Okay. Yes.
people run media companies. There are people who run the people
Nigga,
who run the
a
media
person,
companies, and Larry
a
Fink
person runs
runs the
a
people
person
who runs the
runs.
people who runs the people who runs the media companies, but the government
Boo,
runs Larry
nigga,
Fink.
boo, 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 nigga.
What?
Why you keep trying to play me like that?
I'm just trying to get. I'm
Why
just
you
trying to be
why
clear.
no wait,
You
but why
hold
you
on.
always trying, but why you trying to but
You dropping nuggets of
do I
information, and
entertain
then you
you?
get mad at me for wanting to
Do I
understand the
entertain
nuggets.
you? Do I entertain you? Why you always try to do why you always try to do me like that,
Like
man?
what?
You
I'm trying
always
to
you
understand,
try to get under my skin
bro. I am
you
not.
try
You
to get
said.
under my skin
Oh my goodness.
Like Kamala did Trump last
Oh
night.
my goodness.
And that motherfucker, man, listen, okay, I'm only gonna say one thing, and I'll let you go. When that motherfucker said, when he brought up them cats and dogs, boy, look, oh my goodness, I was cussing his ass out. But
Why were you cussing
anyway,
him out? Didn't you agree with him?
oh man, that was that dumb shit.
Oh,
Regardless of if they are or aren't, shit, it don't make no difference. Shit, it don't make no difference.
why?
Not in that setting.
Why not?
Not in that setting.
Why not?
It didn't make no difference in that setting.
Why? Why do
Because
you feel that
they
way?
was gonna do what they. Because it didn't make. Why you be fucking with me, man?
I'm just asking you, why do you
it didn't
feel the
make-
way that you feel? That's a legitimate question. You said it don't make a difference in that
because
setting. I said,
it-
why do you feel that way? That's
Because it didn't make a difference in that setting because he had a job to do. He was there to do a job, and he failed. He failed. He failed miserably. He ain't failed miserably, but the it, the shit he pointed out, ain't nobody gonna remember that shit. Only thing they gonna remember is them cats and dogs, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the Kamala Harris team to go ahead and bring the campaign ads with that shit on.
all right. One last question
That
before
shit's
you
gonna
go,
be hilarious.
and I don't want to trip you up. This
Yeah.
is a legitimate, just a question. Do you still think there's
Right.
not going to be an election?
But I don't. I know. I know. I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll be pleasantly surprised if there is.
But that didn't answer my
I'll
question.
be pleasantly
Do you
surprised.
believe that there's going to be an election?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
And wait a minute. Don't. I ain't gonna let you let me twist me up like that. Cause I said what I
my
said,
God.
and I don't think there's gonna be an election. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't believe that. Not a 2024 election,
Okay.
and not when they say it's gonna be a 2024 election. If it is an election, that shit's gonna be really, really fucked up. But it's not a spiritual thing that I don't feel the election is not gonna happen. And you tried to say that I said that.
But you did, but you retracted
Friday.
it, so
I
that's
think it was
fine.
Friday.
Now you just
No,
believe that
no,
based
no,
on
no,
nothing.
No. What I said was
Oh,
no. What I said was I wouldn't reveal to you uh, why I didn't want J.D. Vance, why I didn't like J.D. Vance, and I was
That's,
telling you spiritual reasons,
that's not
and
true.
you act like you ain't know the word, and you forgot your word, and then I said you kept pressing me, and I said the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding, and I said that because you act like you forgot your word or didn't even know your word. So don't twist me up and don't put words in my mouth. That's what I said, and I
Well,
don't
that's
believe
not
there's
true.
going to be election. I will be pleasantly surprised if there is, but it's not nothing spiritual.
So why don't
Why
you believe there's going to
don't
be an
believe
election?
there would be an election.
Why don't you believe that there will be one?
Yeah, they can't. It's impossible for them to let Trump back in the White House. They can't. They can't. Like I told you about the SEC finding the Hillary or the finding the DNC and the Hillary Clinton campaign, and you called me a liar. But the fucking fact of the matter is they did find them, and that Steele dossier, they did make it up. They did spy on the Trump campaign, and they've
So you
done
don't believe that
all
there's
of
going
this
to be an
stuff
election
to
because
Trump.
of the
They've done,
Steele
wait a minute.
dossier?
They've done all of this stuff to Trump. They've done all of this stuff. And if he
Okay.
gets back in the White House, he can order investigations on everything, and including that the uh, uh, crime family. They will not. They cannot
Okay.
run a risk of them holding all of them investigations, and investigations has been his assassination attempt, because
All
you
right.
know that there was a deep state. They can't afford for him
Okay.
to get back into the White House,
All
because
right.
contrary to popular belief, Donald Trump is not a politician, and he gonna prove that shit if he get back in the White House.
All right.
He gonna prove that shit.
All right.
100. Hey man, hey,
Yes, sir.
and I've been tell people, and I tell you, I ain't mad at your ass. I be joking with your ass. That's we all good.
All right. Hey, I
One.
appreciate you, Ron. All right. I'm still ever so slightly confused about a number of things that he said, but the ears of understanding is closed to the spiritual wisdom of the something or another. It happens. Hold on. I saw Janice, who y'all know Janice is my favorite. She says, I'm becoming turned off with all the blatant, ignorant, and unnecessary profanity. May have to stop listening. And I understand if you do. I understand if you do. Stephanie says, oh my God, what has Ron been listening to? No election? That makes no sense. Where are his facts? Stephanie, the ears of wisdom don't understand the lips of spiritual knowledge all the time. It's something like that. It's got something to do with lips and ears. Spiritual something and understanding. And whatever it is, you just don't get it. So that's that. That's kind of my take on the debate. There were some moments that I was interested in, some very interesting moments. And I will say this, and I kind of posted this last night. The one thing that they won't have another debate, I don't think. But what Donald Trump did that I thought was, I don't want to say brilliant, but was smart. He stole the last word on everything. In every exchange, he got the last word. On every topic, he got the last word. He stole that. And I don't think she should have let him get away. The moderators shouldn't have allowed him to get away with it. But when she noticed that the moderators weren't going to do their job, she should not have allowed that to continue. She should have made sure, oh no, I'm going to get the last word on this one. And then if they let him interrupt, then, okay, well, we want to move on. No, I have to say this. And then they let him say it. She tried it once, and I don't think she was forceful enough. Because they shut her down, like, no, we got to move on. And she should have been like, no, we're not moving on. I have to say this, and just kept talking over him like he would do, and then eventually they would stop. And then if they didn't stop, then she should have said, hold on, you've let him interrupt and get the last word on everything. Now, if you're going to moderate it that way, that's fine. Just be across the board with it when you do it, but don't shut me down when you don't shut him down. If you're going to shut me down, then shut him down. Now I'm going to let y'all have this one, but if he does it again, y'all going to have chaos on y'all hands. I would say something like that. Sammy says, then you look belligerent. And everyone already knows the orange buffoon is. No, but you don't have to. That's what I'm saying. You can just tell them. Like, I've noticed that after everything, he goes in and he gets to interject, and y'all give him that latitude. If you're going to give him that latitude, give it to me. If you're not going to give it to me, then give it to nobody. I'd be fine either way. Just keep it fair. And you don't look belligerent saying that. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of people didn't even notice it. Not didn't notice it, like you notice it, but you don't think about it. There's certain things people notice, but you don't process it. And then somebody say, did you notice so-and-so? And you like, yeah, I did notice that. What was up with that? But you hadn't really thought about it. So then it brings it to everybody's mind. So then you're highlighting what he's doing and what they're doing. And it makes them have to do it right. I don't think they were intentionally letting him get the last word. He just bullied them. And sometimes when you point out to somebody, he bullying you. Then they like, he is bullying me. Let me step up my game and not let him bully me. So it would have been, for the viewers and for the moderators, for them to step their game up. I think she could have done it in a way that was fine. So I noticed that. What else? There was something else that I noticed that I wanted to bring up, but I can't think of what it was right now. But I thought it was entertaining to me. It was entertaining. Got an opportunity to see her at work. Again, we already know. Tessie says she didn't need to do that. She played it exactly the way she should have. Well, we disagree. I don't think she played it right. And that's that. You do. You believe she did. I believe she didn't. And we can both disagree. We can disagree. It doesn't mean you're right or I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. It just means we view it differently. And it's 2024, and that's okay. That's okay. That's always entertaining to me when people tell you that what you think is wrong because what they think is right. So, entertaining. Yo Underwood says she did a great job and she was professional. I don't think either one of them did a great job. I don't think either of them did a great job. Again, I wasn't screaming at the TV because that's maniacal behavior. But I was saying from time to time to Mrs. Livingston until she nodded off because she's older now. I was saying to Mrs. Livingston, she's not answering the question. And they would put the question up on the screen, and you're listening, and you're like, she never addressed the actual question. But they both go in with their agendas. And again, that's a part of the as we debate now. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the way we conduct debates. You really don't get any real information. You get what they want you to get. I don't like it. But so that's that. That's the debate. Anybody want to comment on the debate, you can give me a call, 513-717, excuse me, 513-717-KING, 513-717-5464. Yeah, Stephanie says they both dodge questions. I think I said, if I didn't say that, neither one of them answered the questions that were being asked. If I didn't say that, that was what I intended to say. And Tessie says, I didn't say you were wrong. You didn't. Technically, you did. You kind of did. But you didn't literally use that word. But okay, it's all right. It's all right. Again, we can disagree, even about our disagreement. Because I still love you, Tessie. Today is September 11th. I haven't been watching TV. Y'all know I be at work and all that kind of stuff. So I be at work. I haven't seen, we kind of, it feels like to some degree we kind of over 9/11. I'll get into it in a minute. Twin.
What's up, little man?
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right, man. Getting cough.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, I hate I lost my other piece, man. Feel naked.
What?
I feel naked. You know how you wear watches of jewelry and you so used to wearing it so much.
I missed the first part of that. I heard you say something about being naked. So I'm glad that now I understand what you're saying.
Earpiece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earpiece? You mean like for your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what I did with it.
Well, you can find it after this call. What's on your mind?
It's probably gone anyway. Nothing ain't on my mind. What's up, email? Just call to mess with you, man.
What's up? Did you by any chance watch the debate?
It looked like a dark cloud in your basement or something. Usually it'd be bright.
Oh, you missed the beginning of the show. I'm using a different camera because I left the power supply for my regular camera here, and I didn't have an opportunity to change the color settings and the all of that kind of stuff on it. So I'm not ashy. It's just a different camera.
Yeah, because it show everything how you really, really look. Ashy, all that, your booster seat, all that.
I don't even sit on the booster seat anymore.
I'm trying to see if them flies gonna be flying around them walls or bees or something.
I sure hope not. They should be dying off, so I should be good.
Hope they're flying you like they did Trump. I watched that remix. That's what it basically was to me, another remix, man. He said this, she said this, he did this, you did that. They never came up with any type of policy. See, they put these old bootleg monorators or whatever they is on there, and they ask these crazy questions. I wish they put like Tavis Smiley or somebody, who really asked the question. I know Roland Martin, none of them.
What question would you have liked to have heard asked?
No, I'm just saying they ask crazy questions. Like really, what the people really want to ask.
What question did you think was inappropriate?
Well, basically it's the same question they asked last time, so ain't no different. I mean, what can y'all really, really do for the black people? Y'all people, saying the immigrants taking this and all that. Is it true? And is the economy stronger than it was 4 years ago?
They did ask that question.
But they never answered.
Well, you're right. But clearly the economy is stronger than it was 4 years ago.
No,
clearly.
It's not. No, it's not.
Yes.
Good.
People were dying in droves 4 years ago.
I mean, yeah, if that pandemic one,
But that was 4 years ago. So if you're asking if the economy was better 4 years ago, or is it better now, it's clearly better than it was 4 years ago.
But people still dying from COVID, man.
People are not dying in the numbers that they were dying at.
They ain't dying in the
4
numbers
years
because
ago.
they finally spread that flu, that vaccine or whatever.
But I
That
mean,
daily
all I'm
vaccine.
saying is that your question is the economy better now than it was 4 years ago? And clearly the answer to that is yes.
No, it's not why this food and stuff still high like this. It ain't went down yet. So don't tell me what it is and everything. Just like somebody said something earlier. I don't know if it's on the Wired or Lincoln show. What did they say? I think it was on Lincoln show. This man goes say, what did he say? God, what did that man say? He said, you think, what did he say? Something about income. You think somebody should, what did he say?
Well, while you think of that, let me ask you this. 4 years ago, I believe we were locked down. Or y'all were locked down. I wasn't locked down. Stores were closed. Stores were closed.
What store?
Almost every store. Stores were
No, they weren't.
closed. Yes.
I was working.
Well, you
Ain't
work
no
at a grocery store. I'm talking about other stores were closed. Because
Restaurants, you mean?
restaurants and stores were closed. People weren't going to work. A lot of people didn't have money or income, and people couldn't go out and buy things. A lot of people lost their jobs. They were laid off, all of that kind of stuff. That was 4 years ago. That was because before the election, remember, you had to social distance to even go vote. We were still experiencing lockdowns, which means people weren't making any money. You think you'd rather go back to lockdowns and not making any money as opposed to what we have now? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking. That's what it's a question. No,
quit acting like
stop.
your uncle, man.
This is called a
Putting words in
question.
people's mouth.
Hold on. You do understand what a question is, right?
Yeah, you
Okay,
do understand.
that was what
Quit putting
that
words
was.
in people's mouth.
That it's not putting words in your mouth to ask you a question. It's a question. You can say no, I don't think that way, or yes, I think that way. It's called a question.
You say you know this, and stuff, and then
Well, I did assume some things that you knew. That I should not have assumed that you knew certain things. I apologize for that. When I'm talking to people, I just assume that there are certain things that they know, and I shouldn't do that.
Quit assuming unless I tell you.
You're right.
Assuming stuff.
You're right.
Unless somebody's speaking to you, you can't assume.
You're right.
I
So
can say your shirt dirty or something like that, but it don't really mean
so
it's
in
dirty.
your mind,
What?
is it better to be locked down and not make money and not be able to spend money, or is it better to be able to go to work and go where you want to go and spend what you want to spend and actually make money? Which is better in your mind?
You said what now?
Is it
What you
better?
say?
Was it better when we were locked down, or when people were locked down?
Well, you still got to pay them bills, so them bills don't stop. Either way it goes, Uncle Sam want his money.
Right. So people still had bills accumulating and no money coming in. Do you believe that's better than actually earning money?
Come on, asking that crazy question.
You're
know
the one who asked about was it better now or 4 years ago. That was the situation 4 years ago. Which is better?
I wouldn't say 4 years ago. What's this?
No, it was 4 years ago. Remember, the election happened in 2020, in November of 2020. So in September of 2020, people were still locked down. They couldn't go places. They weren't making money. Bills were piling up. You're saying that's better than it is now. That's what you're saying.
No, I ain't mean to say that.
Okay, so then to answer your question, are we better off now than we were 4 years ago economically?
Somewhat.
Okay.
somewhere if it weren't for that pandemic or whatever they call.
But the pandemic did happen. I mean, you can't say, I mean, that's like saying, hey, we would be in a better place economically if it wasn't for inflation. Inflation happened. You can't take it out of the equation. It's there.
You said it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, since it happened and everything, why Kroger's in court then? Because price gouging. They called, some of them business caused everything to go up.
Okay.
You do understand that, right? Ain't no way in hell he gonna have to pay for what he did for lying.
Right, but how is that?
Raising the price for no reason. And
Right.
then even the government allowed that to go on. So what? So they can get their money. Higher taxes and everything.
But
Loaf of bread $1, then here it comes $2. Come on, man.
Right, but
Eggs $2, here it is $4. Man, go on with that. Government is, and you think there ain't gonna be a World War III in this United States, man? It's coming. It's definitely coming. It's definitely coming, man, for what they did to people. From that pandemic and lying and every other stuff they had, man, it's crazy, man. I just don't understand. I really don't.
Wait. Hold on. I'm just confused now. Because you talked about whether or not we were better off 4 years ago or whether we're better off today. And you came to the conclusion that we're probably better off today than we were 4 years ago. However, companies, according to you, are price gouging. And then but because of the price gouging in the United States alone, there's going to be World War III.
Man, it's going to be a war. I don't care regardless of anything. It's going to be some type of war coming to it, man. They're going to have to pay for what they did, man.
They who? The price gougers?
The government.
Wait.
Come on, man.
I
Quit
thought
acting
you
stupid,
no,
man.
No, you said, hold on. You said that somebody, no, I don't think we're arguing. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. I'm not telling you you're right or wrong. I'm just trying to understand.
For the things America did, man.
Wait, who's in court for price gouging?
You said what?
You said somebody is in court for price gouging. Who is that?
One of the CEO, well, he's behind them.
Okay.
Price gouge.
And you're saying that that's the government's fault that a CEO is price gouging. How?
I mean, they know about it. Come on, man. You think they don't know about it? They look at the stock market and all that. They do audit on stuff, man. On stores and everything, business. Come on. They knew what's going on. This should never happen, this pandemic. Hold on. But you said they're in court for it, which means someone is trying to hold them accountable. I would imagine that would be some governmental system, right? So somebody should hold somebody accountable for this pandemic that went on.
That's what people are. Donald Trump is the one who botched the pandemic response. And as Kamala said, 81 million people fired him for his botched response to COVID. So somebody, to some degree, was held responsible. Apparently, this CEO is in court to handle, to deal with the fact that he was price gouging. I don't understand how you're blaming the government for a CEO price gouging.
Because, come on, they know what's going on, man.
And they're apparently prosecuting, right?
Listen here. Just like what you call. He said he's not going to pardon his son, right?
That's what he said.
They know Biden messed up, and it's something. And they know it's something. Biden bogus for whatever he done. He know he messed up. He can go to jail just like Trump can. He know he messed up, but somebody got to take somebody got to take one for the team, man.
Okay,
so in order for that to happen, hey, Biden, you facing 10 years.
Okay.
Your son facing this.
Okay.
Hey, man, somebody, you either go do this, take it to court, losing trial, or let your son take this. Which way is go?
Okay.
Hey, son, sit down and take this 2-3, man.
All right.
I can't pardon you. I love you, and I, put money on your books. Other than that, you got to take this, because they really want me. Because mine's more stiffer than yours.
So
take this from me.
Hold on, I just want to understand. So you're mad at Joe Biden because his son is going to jail, and he said he was not going to pardon him, and he's not? So you're mad because he's keeping his promise?
I just don't understand, man. What I'm gonna be mad for? They ain't my son.
You sound a little angry. That's why I'm trying to understand it.
No, because it's stupid. I mean, I was giving you an example. That's what's gonna happen. They really want, just like I was giving you examples. They really want Joe, but Joe look at it. They look at it like, no, he throwing his son young, and Joe crime probably more stiffer than his son.
But
So
how do
they
you
probably like, hey,
right? But how do you come to that? Remember, they did this whole investigation in Congress for months.
I just did it. I did example and stuff.
No, but I'm just trying
I'm
to.
explaining.
I'm trying to. Okay, you gave me an
Okay,
example. What was the example to demonstrate?
The question you just asked, whatever question you said, and I said, for example, somebody got to take for the price gouges and everything.
What?
Somebody got to take accountability for it.
Wait, so you believe that Joe Biden's son, Hunter, is going to jail because the CEO of Kroger price gouged?
I'm done, man. I can't do it with you. I'm done. Bye, man.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand. I promise y'all, I wasn't trying to trick him. I wasn't trying to nothing. He was saying stuff, and I didn't understand how he was tying it all together. So I was asking, how were all of these things being tied together? And he said, I'm just giving you an example. And I asked an example of what, and he said that they want to get Joe because of all of the price gouging. But I didn't understand. I promise, I didn't understand what he was saying. So I was just trying to make it clear in my head what he was. See, look, I am past. I'm not. But I'm trying to get past trying to make people understand things. And what I'm trying to do is understand how they understand things. If that makes any sense. I have to go back to my mathematical stuff. You know how you see these things, I see them on Facebook, but you see them in like your little books and stuff in school. Like x plus 1 equals 3. Y plus 1 equals 4. So what is x plus y? And you have to figure out if this equals this, then that equals that. And if this equals this, then that equals that. And you put those together and you get that, right? So for me, I'm trying to understand what is their understanding of X and Y. That's it. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just trying to understand how they're perceiving information. Because then, of course, you know me. What I want to do is I want to say, okay, so this is how you're receiving this information. Like with the whole, are we better off 4 years ago than we are now? And I feel like he was ready to say, we were much better off 4 years ago economically than we are now. And so I tried to understand why he feels that way. And then using his logic, walk him through how we're not better off or how he perceives that we're better off. That's all I'm trying to do is just understand. I feel like if I can understand how they think, then it will help me. So I'm not trying to trick you. Twin, and I apologize if you feel like I was. I wasn't trying to trick you or trap you or anything. I was just trying to understand. And I'm confused now because all I know is that we was better off 4 years ago, and there was some price gouging, and the government was responsible, and there's going to be a World War III here in America because Hunter Biden is going to jail because they really want Joe Biden. But Joe Biden is not going to pardon Hunter Biden like he said that he wasn't, which makes him the problem and I guess thus theoretically responsible for the impending world war that's only going to happen in the United States. I have a hard time tying it all together logically. So I'm just trying to get little things to tie them together. I just don't. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Like Ron. Ron says he doesn't believe that there's going to be an election. I asked him why, and he said because Donald Trump can't get back in office. And I don't know if that means that Joe Biden is not going to allow an election to happen. The Democrats aren't going to allow an election to happen. I'm not 100% sure who's stopping the daggone election. And every time I get to asking questions just to understand these theories so that I can look more into them, they get frustrated and they hang up on me. Oh, Nate, thank you. That was another thing. He can no longer say, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Donald Trump can't say that. If you are one of these Republican, we don't negotiate with terrorists and this and this and that, your boy don't agree with you. She said you negotiated with the terrorists, the Taliban. And he said, yeah, I did, because they were the ones killing people. So I had to negotiate with them. But I thought we had a long-standing policy of don't negotiate with terrorists. And he admitted, kind of proudly, that, yeah, I negotiate with terrorists. Yeah, I negotiate with terrorists. Ron, of course, you know, Ron has to defend it. Ron says the Taliban is a terroristic leader. He's a leader of Afghanistan. I think he said he had to negotiate with him. There was no one else to negotiate with. He could have, and again, not that I'm suggesting this is a good thing, but he had a picture of his house apparently because he just blew him up. He could have just blew him up. Then you don't have to negotiate with a dead man. That's the way Obama did it. Again, I'm not saying that's a good thing. He didn't negotiate with Osama bin Laden. He blew him up. Okay, went in there, sent the team in, and killed him. Yes, killed, K-I-L-T. They killed him. He didn't have to negotiate with a terrorist. Just know now that your side can no longer talk about we don't negotiate with terrorists. Because you do. Proudly. CK.
Hey, niggas, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. This negotiate. So, hold on. So the blue doesn't negotiate. What was you saying when I got on? You said they don't. The blue don't, and the red do.
Well, apparently America has had a policy, or at least they've spoken a policy, whether it's actually been adhered to. The policy openly has been we don't negotiate with terrorists. And apparently the reason,
that subject matter?
huh?
Which party brought that up? Was that Trump brought that up or her? Or,
Kamala brought up that Donald Trump negotiated with the leader of a terrorist organization, the Taliban, however you pronounce it.
Oh, so she wasn't countering him. She just was throwing. He didn't have a counter for a counter punch. He
didn't. All he did was admit that, yeah, I negotiated with him. They was killing our people. We had to stop them from killing our people, so we negotiated with them. And using that logic, every other president could have said, well, yeah, we negotiated with them. They killing our people. We want them to stop killing our people, so we negotiate with them.
Right.
That's not the way that, excuse me, my understanding of why we don't negotiate with terrorists is because you empower them. Like, you know what I'm saying, CK, if I come over to your house and I steal your dog and I tell you I give you your dog back if you give me $100, and you like, all right, here's $100, so then I give you your dog back. Well, guess what? Tim next door, he know now the way to get $100 out of CK is to go steal his dog. So then Tim come and steal your dog. Like, I give back if you give me $100, and you like, all right, here's $100. Next thing you know, everybody's stealing your dog. That's why you don't negotiate with terrorists. No, when I steal your dog, you're supposed to say, I'm not giving you no money for that dog. If you kill him, I'm gonna mess you up. You better bring me my dog back or we gonna have some problems. But if you don't do that, then you negotiate with terrorists, everybody gonna come and steal your dog, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to counterpunch. See, he a damn fool. If she would have brought up me messing with terrorists, hold up. Then you just trade the damn point guard for the weapon Lord of War. You just traded. That's a blue organization, ain't it? Y'all got to take care. Y'all negotiated with terrorists with the Brittany Griner situation.
I think that argument could be made. I don't know that it's necessarily a good argument to make, because one would say she was not abducted and taken and in some terroristic fashion. She was lawfully arrested from a government entity. And so what we did as one government entity who lawfully arrested somebody and another government entity who lawfully arrested somebody, we exchanged those people. That's different than me kidnapping your dog.
You let a freaking terrorist out, a Lord of War. You let him out because you negotiated. You ain't supposed to let that MFer out. What the hell you letting him out for?
I agree with you. I would not have let an arms dealer out either, but it's not the same as negotiating with a terrorist.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you negotiate. Listen, we got him. Ain't no letting them out. Now they like, okay, we got your people. Now you want to negotiate? You want to make a deal? Let's make a deal. You give us our gangster, we give you your basketball player. That's negotiating, sir. No matter how you try to politicize it up, you're negotiating and you let a killer out.
Right, but
you let a dangerous motherfucker.
Hold on, but CK, one is a government entity, the other is a terrorist organization. Again, she was legitimately arrested by a government organization.
Right, so we don't use her. We don't free enemy for her. See what I mean? We need him incarcerated for the safety of the people.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to point out the difference between negotiating a prison swap with another country and negotiating with terrorist organizations. There is a difference there. I don't think it's a huge difference, but it is a difference. I mean, when you look at, because again, clearly one could argue that Brittany Griner, her offense was not to the level where she was incarcerated for the amount of time that they claimed that she was going to be held, and that was an illegitimate use of, their government resources and all of that kind of stuff. So clearly that argument could be made, but people make a distinction between a legitimate recognized government and a terrorist organization.
And you need to see the big picture behind this is the whole plot is to arrest arms dealer free. That's what you need to realize from the jump.
Okay.
This, you know what I mean? So this is a way to free people, but who was the people Donald Trump was claiming to be saving, or his freedom?
Well, he freed a lot of terrorists, allegedly.
In America?
Yeah, like thousands of terrorists that America had arrested. He let them go.
And he let them go to save people? That's what he said?
I guess he says that the terrorist organization was killing Americans, and in order to get the terrorist organization to stop killing Americans, he negotiated with them, and one of the things was, we'll let thousands, plural. I think, and that somebody typed it in, like 5,000 members of the Taliban, he let them go.
Wow. Yeah, that's a whole movie in itself. I mean, if you get behind what's really behind that, that's interesting. Like, why would he do that? But, because his explanation seems a little fishy. Sounds like a little payoff to me. You understand?
I don't know about that. I'll accept that he wanted the terrorist organization to stop killing American soldiers, and instead of, I got a picture of your house, I'm gonna blow you and your family up if you don't stop, he chose to let 5,000 terrorists go.
Oh, so you saying he had a legitimate fear? You don't think it was orchestrated?
Maybe not, but again, it goes against the alleged long-standing policy of the United States to not negotiate with terrorists.
Right. It makes sense. It makes sense, like you said, because, like you said, once you start negotiating, it ain't gonna stop, until they at the top. Yep. But yeah, man, I just wanted to tell you, man, he got to be, because it's looking like a whitewash, but I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but it's looking like a whitewash.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean, like, a whitewash?
It looks like it's going to be a blowout. I'm looking at a 14 to 21 point victory.
I don't believe that that's going to be the case at all. I think it's going to be so close that he's going to be able to, if he loses, he's going to be able to say it was rigged again. So I don't think that it's going to be that, because shockingly enough, there are a whole lot of Americans, or, people who live here who are registered to vote, eligible to vote, who either don't pay attention or they just view things differently, and they don't see, because again, for me, I see him as a threat to democracy. There are millions, tens of millions of Americans who don't agree with that. They don't believe that it's a problem that he lies all the time. They don't believe it's a problem that he sexually assaults people, or that he cheats in business, or, that he doesn't know how to handle a crisis, or any of these things. They don't see any of those things as something that you don't want in your president. So I think there's a lot of Americans who are going to vote for that guy.
Yeah, but I would. But just let me say this. I think Kamala Harris, she is the winning. She is flawless in victory. She hasn't had any defeats. And on the other hand, Donald Trump does know how to lose. He has lost.
What do you mean he knows how to lose?
Yeah, he has lost before.
Right, but he claims that he did. He does not know how to lose. That's it. He says he didn't lose. He refuses to accept his loss, and that is not the appropriate way to lose.
Listen, Marvin Hagler did the same shit. You still lost, brother. I respect you. Rest in peace. I love you. But look, you lost. It don't change the record books. You could say all that, the judges, the election, you lost, man. All we go by is what they paying. Is they paying out at the casino. Trump lost the election. You was not president. If you won, it would have been President Trump.
Right,
so
but you said he knows how to lose, and I'm saying he doesn't know how to lose.
Listen, sir, if I got my ass whooped and I keep lying about getting my ass whooped, I still got my ass whooped. That don't stop the ass whooping.
But
the whooping still there.
No, it doesn't stop the fact that he lost, but there's a difference when you say he has lost before as opposed to he knows how to lose. To me, those are different.
And you're not adding the numerous losses before he even was successful at his presidential tenure.
He rejects that he doesn't agree that he lost any of that stuff. Anything that he's lost, he claims it was rigged.
Well, come on, man. Well, you know how some guys don't never admit defeat.
Right. Some guys don't know how to lose.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you having me on your platform, man.
All right, CK.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was CK. Ron says, where did he say that, Emanuel? Where did who say what? I'm not sure what you're asking me, Ron. Oh, Twin is voting for him now. Twin, I don't believe you're going to vote. I'm going to just be honest. Because one day you're voting for him. The next day you're not voting for him. Then one day you're voting. The next day you ain't never voting again. Then the next day you don't care nothing about politics. But then the next day you on 3 or 4 shows talking about politics. You just do whatever you're going to do. Do whatever you're going to do. It don't even matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Don't matter. I was talking about September 11th. Do we care about September 11th anymore? Again, I haven't seen anything. What, we were just waiting for the 25th anniversary, and then we'll do a biggie. We'll do a biggie. But I mean, I guess at some point you're like, hey, it happened. You got to move on. We acknowledge that it happened, and that's that. But we don't have to dwell on it every year. Maybe that's the way people feel. Maybe that's the way people feel. We don't want to make a big deal of it in 24 and in 25, but in 26, it's the 25th anniversary of 9/11, 9/11. We'll see. Oh, I did want to say shout out to Eric E.T. Thomas. I don't know if Eric E.T. Thomas ever watches this show, but I know September 11th is his birthday. And it was kind of for people whose birthdays were September 11th, it was kind of a bad thing for a while. Hard to go out and celebrate on 9/11. Like, yeah, it's my birthday. Like, oh, 3,000 plus people died. Like, guess I shouldn't be celebrating being alive, you know. I think they can celebrate now. Shahara says it's the 23rd anniversary, not the 25th. I'm going to assume that you were busy. And so you weren't listening carefully. Because I said, are we waiting until the 25th anniversary to do a big thing? Like, oh, we're not going to say all that much now. And then, in 24 and then in 25. But then in 26, we'll be able to say it's the 25th anniversary. I wasn't saying that this is the 25th anniversary. If you're going to be a corrector in chief, before you do that, you have to be a listener in chief. You have to hear what was said so that you're correcting something wrong as opposed to correcting something that didn't need to be corrected because it was stated appropriately. Just a little tip from a guy who, from time to time, corrects people. Just a little tip. Yes, Frankie Beverly passed away. Frankie Beverly passed away. This ain't the day to say it, but was never a big Frankie Beverly fan. I don't particularly care for Frankie Beverly's music, but the man passed away, and, so condolences. If any Frankie Beverly family members are watching, my condolences to you. But, he was a big deal. Every band that I ever joined, that I ever been in, that I ever subbed with, we got to do some Frankie Beverly. We don't have to do no Frankie Beverly. There's no rule that says we have to do Frankie Beverly. So, and of course I didn't talk about James Earl Jones passing away. So, that happened as well. Somebody said it's 3. I don't know who the alleged third person is. And then Twin says, no, you said 25th. Okay, if you say so. Sometimes you just let people think they right. You just let people think they right, and it don't hurt nobody. It don't hurt nobody. No, I would not be singing no Frankie Beverly, because again, I didn't like Frankie Beverly's music. I don't know why. I just didn't. Their music never touched me, and I think if you ever saw me singing in a band and we did some Frankie Beverly, it was usually somebody else singing it. Because I don't know the songs. I don't feel them. Oh, that's right. Vernon Jordan says some rapper recently died as well. Rich Homie Quan. Yes, Rich Homie Quan. But they're not in the same, like, Frankie Beverly, musician, sure. Rich Homie Quan, I'm not sure if you call him a musician, but because he was a singer, musician. James Earl Jones, did he front a band that I didn't know nothing about? Fat Man Scoop, oh yeah, I saw him collapse on stage. That was terrible. So then, if you're including James Earl Jones, then wouldn't that be like 4? Wouldn't that be like 4? That whole they go in threes is nonsense. Shara says, that's so sad. He's not even in my generation, but I appreciated him. Okay, you got to right the lie. I didn't tell you can't like him. I didn't miss out on anything. I heard it. I just didn't care for it. I'm allowed to not like music that I don't like. Oh, you missing out. No, I'm not missing out. I didn't miss out. I heard it. Frankie Beverly had intergenerational impact for nearly 50 years. Yes, he did. Yeah, I just didn't care for the music. And yes, Jerica says, yes, him falling over at the show was sad. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. And I watched it, and I was kind of caught off guard because they said he collapsed, but he was up there like he was getting ready to do something, and then just boom. And then you see him back there doing the chest compressions and stuff, and I'm like, oh my goodness. He died. He died right there. Like, y'all say what y'all want to say. They doing them chest compressions. He gone. He gone. Sierra says, so you never did the electric slide to Before I Let Go? You don't know this. I'm not a dancer. No, I never did the electric slide to Before I Let Go. Never. Not one time in my life. I know, Shahara, you missing out. Now I see why Ron D wants to fight you. What did I do? Wait a minute. Because I don't care for Frankie Beverly? Jerica says, I know, crazy. He was like, make some noise. Because he was like, make some noise. And it looked like he was about to do some scratching or something. And then just boom. And he just fell. And you like, and then they, did you watch the video? They doing chest compressions and some dude is up there praying. And I was like, wow. Wow, unbelievable. Twin says, but you like the intro of the wrestling coming out. I don't even know what that means. What are you trying to say? So does that mean you don't care for Beyonce's remake of Before I Let Go? I don't care for Beyonce. I don't care for Beyonce. So no, I don't care for Beyonce's make or remake of anything. I don't care. That's not true. She do got I think 2 songs that I'm like, okay, I can get with those 2 songs. Other than that, no. No. I do not. Everybody can do the electric slide. It's literally 2 steps this way and 2 steps that way. It's not just 2 steps this way and 2 steps that way. Everybody can't do it. Ron says, I think that's a beautiful way to go. I don't know about that, Ron. And he literally died doing what he enjoyed. Okay, yeah, to say somebody died doing what they enjoyed sounds good, but I'm sure they'd rather not be dead. Samuel says, I can't believe those were his last words. I believe those were his last words. Like, everybody make some noise. And then that was it. Shahar says, I didn't see it, but heard the audio when Fat Man Scoop passed. Just for the record, I had never heard of Fat Man Scoop ever in my life when he passed. I heard about it only because there was this video of somebody collapsing, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. And it said Fat Man Scoop, and I was like, who is that? So I didn't know anything about him, but he died, and I feel bad when people die. I feel bad for people and their loved ones. Twin?
Emanuel,
Did you accidentally call me like you butt dialed me or something?
why you always can't be serious, man? You think I'm a joke all the time.
Well, because you were already on.
Man, I was calling back, man. It had really something important. I couldn't do.
Okay.
Thing.
If it's important, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you mean to tell me you on two-step?
That's all I do is two-step.
Oh, so you don't get on the floor and be juking and everything?
I do
or
this.
You don't know how?
I do this. Two-step.
I
That's
can't
it.
see what you...
Two-step.
Man, whatever.
That's it. That's all I got. Two-step.
So, well, who do you like, man? I'm kind of think you like Pharaoh and stuff. Just don't like anything.
Why would you say that?
I mean, you always said, Nate, this person that had no good music. That person that had no.
I
What
didn't.
music
Hold
did
on.
you
Stop.
like?
I never said that. When have you ever heard me say that about anyone?
You just said their music wasn't this, their music wasn't that.
No. Again, you calling in to be Mr. Corrector in Chief, but you have to be the listener in Chief first.
Yeah, you already said 25th, but you said the 25th, but
Well,
it's been 23rd. It's been 23rd.
Again,
23rd anniversary.
That's not true.
No,
but
Mr. Wrong.
That's not true.
You said
But
what
if you want to feel that way, but let me help you. What I said
You
was,
can't help me what I saw. What I heard.
What you heard wrong. What I said was, and this ain't about that. I already said what I said about that. I don't care for Beyonce's music. I don't care for Frankie Beverly's music. Hold on, let me get it out. So I want to help you. I don't care for Beyonce's music. I don't care for Frankie Beverly's music. I never said their music is not good or they don't have any good songs. I said I don't care for their music.
But when somebody somebody say something about music and stuff, oh, they music, I don't like that. What do you like?
I like a lot of music, but there's a lot of music that I don't like. Do I not have a right to not like music that I don't like?
Do I have the right to change my mind to vote or not to vote for Trump?
You're not answering my question. Do I have a right to not like? I asked you first. Do I have a right to not like the music that I don't like?
It's your prerogative. You can do whatever
Then
you
what
want
are we discussing?
No, man, because I like to prove you wrong, just like you try to trick people.
How can you prove me wrong about what I do or do not like? If I don't like the music, it's going to be hard for you to prove that I do like the music. That would be proving me wrong.
Because you said 25th when it's the 23rd.
That's not true. But you called in to prove me wrong about what music I like.
And you say it's about what's your outro when you get off the phone? I mean, when you get turn that little black light off.
Hold on, you gonna prove me wrong about that too? I say, be the reason that somebody smiles today.
What? And what else?
I don't know. What else do I say? What else do you hear?
Until next time, what? Until next time, what?
I don't know. What do I say?
No, you tell me. That's your outro.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just say it. Tell me. What do I say?
No, that's your outro. What's the rest of it?
I don't know.
So you don't know your own outro.
Correct.
But But you go tell me how to vote, who wouldn't win a vote.
I never told you who to vote for. You said you weren't going to vote. I didn't tell you not to vote. You said you weren't going to vote. You gave your word that you weren't going to vote, and now you're saying that you are going to vote. I didn't tell you who to vote for.
I think I'm heading to like 85% chance of voting for him.
But I don't care. Nobody cares if you vote or if you don't vote or who you vote for. We don't care.
Evidently you care. You just mentioned my name, Twin.
You brought it. You posted it in the chat. We do not care.
If you didn't care, why would you say it?
Because you posted it in the chat.
If you didn't care, why would you say it? If you didn't care, why would you say it?
Because you posted it in the chat.
If you didn't care, once again, why would you say it?
Because you posted it in the chat.
If you didn't care, why you say it?
I don't. There's a disconnect here. You posted something in the chat. I read it. That's what happened.
That's
and
like
I told you.
Like a person.
And I told you I don't care.
If I don't like a person, why would I respond to them? Right? If you don't like that person, Nate, man, why would you respond to that?
Same reason you respond to Nate.
Huh?
Same reason you respond to Nate.
I mean, Nate cool. I ain't got nothing against your little brother.
Oh, he cool now.
He cool.
Oh my God. What are we doing? What are we doing? Hey, I appreciate your call.
You said what?
I appreciate your call, sir.
I never did say I disliked him.
Okay.
What are you talking about then?
Okay.
See how you assume and stuff?
I'm not talking about anything. I'm not talking about anything.
Okay, why would you say that and stuff? Oh, Nate, I never said I didn't like him, but I just don't like some of the stuff he say.
Okay.
But I ain't say I like him.
Okay.
First, I never did say I don't like him.
Okay.
Whatever, he all right.
All right.
For now.
All right. Well, you can you go out and vote or don't vote. Vote for whoever you want to vote for or don't vote for anyone. We don't care.
Yeah, whatever. If you say so.
All right.
Hey, did you hear about dude? He's supposed to go up for parole. That Malvo, that young dude, what's his name? John Mount, that young sniper. Was he the DC snipers back then?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I heard about it earlier. On the radio or whatever.
Okay.
Supposed to go for parole or whatever. I thought you might have heard about it since you know everything.
I did not.
Oh, all right. I'm through chatting with you. Till tomorrow.
All right.
And be the reason somebody smile. Because right now we pissed at you. I am.
And again, nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right. What else? What else was it? I forget what I was talking about when he called. I forget what I was talking about. Okay. That's it. I think I got to get out of here. I got some stuff I have to do. I appreciate Twins' call. I do. Even though he called twice. And the second time he didn't have to. I forgot to ask. And somebody even put up there for me to ask him what is supposed to happen on the 25th. I think it was Sierra. And I forgot to ask. I apologize for that. Brent.
I know you are, but what am I? Oh, my goodness. How's everything going today, man?
Everything is going all right. How about you?
Oh, it's going all right. Trying to work my way backwards. Don't have my notes, so I'm doing off the top of the head here. Beyonce stole A. Marie's style.
Stole
so
what?
I prefer A. Marie. Isn't that her name?
Oh, the girl gobble gobble gobble. Her.
I don't know. Cause I heard one of her songs, and then you hear Beyonce's song that came out after. I'm like, she stole her whole steez. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, that was the gobble 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 song.
After that.
Yeah, the gobble 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 song. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. And how did Frankie Beverly die? I missed that part of it.
I don't know how he died. I think he died from being old, but I don't know.
Was somebody saying that he said something, or there was circumstances around it to where that was a good way to die.
No.
I
That
heard.
was Fat Man somebody. Scoop.
Scoop.
That was him.
Yeah, I
he
know.
was. Yeah, he was on
Okay.
stage performing, and somebody says he died of cancer, but yeah, he was on
Okay.
stage. The Fat Man Scoop was on stage performing, and he was like, everybody make some noise, and then he collapsed, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, because I was thinking there's other better ways to die than performing on stage. Maybe for the man, not necessarily for the woman, but there's better ways to leave this world. What else? Not everyone can do the electric slide.
no, they can't.
Some of us, including black people, someone like myself, I have baseball coordination, so I'm not even getting out there on the floor to even embarrass myself. So I keep it in the pocket with the two-step.
That's it.
They do the line dance, electric slide. Hey, baby, go ahead, have some fun. You enjoy. But she knew that before she married me, so
Yep.
that's on her. And so was something else before. Well, if I remember, I'll come back to it. But it's time for the wrestling report, LaDonna.
Well, hold on. Before you do the wrestling report, your
Yeah.
phone sounds horrible. Is there something that we can do to fix that?
It's this Bluetooth. I know Twin lost his, but mine is connected. So let's try this. See if this will help. 1 second.
Is this any better?
Ooh, now you sound like you're in a closet way back.
I'm in a car traveling down the highway. Great. But okay, I'll keep it quick with the wrestling report. Let's see if this helps out a little bit more. But the only thing I wanted to talk about was they were in Calgary, and they brought out this old Native American woman, and the crowd was going crazy. That's what I was seeing. Then I looked again. I was like, oh, that's Bret Hart. But he looks like an old Native American woman. But after they do all the cheering and everything, then Gunther comes out and talks about, you may have been the best there was, but I am the best there is, and I will be the best there ever will be. And he said he grew up liking Bret the Hitman Hart, and actually Bret the Hitman Hart was his second favorite. He said his favorite was Bill Goldberg, and all the heat that they had.
Yeah.
From him getting kicked in the face. But that was a good back and forth, and I'm glad Bret Hart went along with it, because he really does, in every interview I've ever seen with him, he really blames Bill Goldberg from ending his wrestling career when it was already over by the time he went over to WCW. It was just a money grab, just like with the rest of them.
Well, I disagree with you. I don't think it was over. I think he still had years left. But yeah, somebody kicks you in the head and gives you a concussion, that might speed up the over process.
Well, I know he went over there to make the money. He was still mad at Vince McMahon, but yeah, he did have a nice little run, but when he was the champion, it didn't really move anything. And what history has shown is that those wrestlers that are, they are the people's champion and they wrestle all the time, really don't move the needle in terms of getting eyes on the product. But, he did his part. He did his job. That's cool. But one last thing, in order to be a little messy, you're going to have to step up your there will be a returning entrant to the Cincinnati. And why does Cincinnati have so many black podcasters? Good Lord. What is it about Cincinnati? Is it in the water? Is it in the paint chips? But you will have competition come tomorrow.
Okay.
So, once you come in at, 3 o'clock, 2 Central, you better have a strong lead-in like this is the Monday Night Wars of the good old days of wrestling, because I'm sure because I'm listening in to the first half, just to see how it's going to be this go-around. But hour number, the second hour, the first hour,
will be tuning in if I ever get a notification. But yeah.
Hey, I don't have any competition. I say people can listen to anyone and everyone. Like, y'all don't even have to watch this live. I mean, if the numbers go down and it's like 6 people watching, the show will be discontinued and that'll be that, and life goes on. I don't have any competition. I'm not competing with anybody. I know, because you know me, I'm all about just being open and transparent. Somebody sent me a thing saying Nathan Ivey was coming back with his podcast and he gonna be naming names and calling out lames or whatever it was that it said. And I'm like, that's kind of lame, but okay, you can have it, and good luck to you. And that's that. He still has me blocked, so I'll probably never see it. Maybe people will call in and say, you know, hey, he said so-and-so about you. And, you know, if he does, I'll address it. If it's true, then I'll say, well, that's true. If it's not true, I'll say, yeah, that's not true. And then that'll be that.
Right. Oh, yeah. And to be a little bit more messy, we got a somewhat of a I would call it a brotherly or a cousin relationship where, you know, if you say something good, I'll compliment you on the good. If you say something bad or don't disagree or I disagree with, I tell you I disagree with you. Or just to throw jokes, I'm throwing jokes. Well, not everybody thinks that you should disagree with them on anything, which it sounds a lot like Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump is all good if you throw him niceties and compliments, but you say one bad thing about him and then it's all of a sudden, oh, you against me. And I had to tell Lincoln, I'm like, Lincoln, I throw jokes at you and I throw jokes at the king with the unconventional hairline. I'm like, everybody can get these jokes. It ain't no biggie. But like I said, Lincoln is a lot like my uncle who'll say some crazy outlandish stuff, and then when you want to call them out, then they want to, oh, why you say that, nephew? I'm like, because you said something crazy and outlandish. So, and especially after the brown liquor starts flowing, that's when I just ignore them jokers altogether.
Well, Lincoln can definitely dish it out, but he can't take it.
No, he can't. No, he can't. And he loves seeing other people dish it out to each other, but if he catches a stray, oh my goodness.
Yes, that's very true. Even though, I don't know what you're talking about, because again, I don't get an opportunity to listen to the Lincoln Ware show. I'm blocked. Everybody got me blocked. Why everybody got me blocked? But I'm blocked, and, you know, again, I can listen. Like when Raven was on, I logged in and listened to her, because, you know, you can't block every Facebook page in the world. And, you don't know it's me. So I could listen, but nah, I don't. I just pass.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, okay, I'm back in the neighborhood, so I can, hopefully this sounds a lot better.
But just for the record, I still wish him the best. I still wish him the best. Look, I hope when I'm, 82, 84, that I'm still going strong like he is.
Oh, man. But I even tried on a couple of different occasions, since he always talks about Crown Royal and the brown liquor, I've tried to get a hold of Crown Royal to get him a sponsorship, so at least he's not giving away advertisement for free, just like he does for the Bengals and he does for the Reds, who still won't buy any advertising, which is just crazy, considering, how beloved both teams are in the black community. So, they should be able to kick down a couple of grand. And there's some black people in the Cincinnati baseball organization who are in marketing promotions, and they should be he should go to them first and say, hey, y'all gonna spend some money on advertisement, instead of just saying, oh, well, they're just so big that they don't need to. Yeah, because you keep on promoting them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like you giving out the recipe to all of your good stuff and then wonder why folks ain't coming to your restaurant. Well, you done gave out the recipe. You should have kept it a family secret.
Well, I used to say that, how about we stop giving free promotion to people who will not advertise with us, and people thought I was crazy for saying it. So it's just one of them things.
Right. And I'm still trying to get him to fess up that he was the reason why Lucille Bogans came on there talking about her Nazi fake Jesus who died at 52 that healed people, claimed to heal people but couldn't heal himself. So I'm like, okay, who in the world did any sort of vetting, and then what does Lucille actually have on him to force him to bring her on the show? So
I don't know who that is. That conversation is way over my head.
All right. Well, you can listen to the clip. You don't have to listen to 1230 The Buzz. You can go to the Friends page and see that one. And, yeah, just doing a basic Google search, and you see that, yeah, this dude been dead since the 50s, and he was an actual Nazi in the Nazi party. Maybe you don't want to have him on, especially if you try to still be in good with the large Jewish community that is there in Cincinnati. But,
all right.
But that's all I got.
I appreciate your call, sir.
All right, take care.
All right. Maybe I'll start getting upset if people say stuff about me. No, I'm not going to do that. Funny is funny. I don't care what you say. Funny is funny. Fame!
Hey, yo, how you doing?
Fame, I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm pleasant, per usual. I had to walk out of the restaurant. Yeah, just a couple of things. Yeah, I tuned in late, and I do apologize.
It's all right.
But a couple of things you had said when and the part I had called in, I'm like, he's 100% spot on. First of all, about Frankie Beverly. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily a fan of his like that. You know, I wasn't. It was, you know, because ever since I heard of him when I was 7, 8 years old, he's always looked old to me. So when he died, it's just like it was like no big deal to me. It's like, oh, okay, you just now dying. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mean that to say that, you know, goofy or mean.
No,
or
I
anything.
understand
Just,
exactly
that's
what
how
you
I relate
mean.
to him.
Yeah.
That's just how I relate to the guy. You know,
Because there have been people that I thought was, or, you know, I guess didn't even really think of. And then they're like, so-and-so died. And you're like, he was still alive? You know, like, I thought he had died a while ago. So, no, I understand exactly what you mean.
Right. And when you were talking about Beyonce, you know, I'm assuming people, you know, going up, you know, getting upset saying it's racism and she ain't got no country music award or nominations and whatnot. I mean, do these black people have the discernment within country music to be able to understand what is a good country song?
Well,
or are you just going upset because your favorite artist tried a new venture, a new genre, and didn't receive any nominations for awards?
I think that what some people think is it must have been a good song, a good country song, because it went to #1 on the country charts. But my guess is it didn't go to #1 on the country charts because country music people liked it. It was classified as country, and all y'all ends went out and bought it. And so it went to #1 on the country charts, but maybe they didn't like it.
Exactly. You know, exactly. Like, you know, maybe the country people, you know, weren't moved by it like that. Just like I try to tell these so-called black people about why Eminem can't be considered the GOAT of rap music. He can be considered one of the best. That's fine, but calling him the GOAT when Omar Johnson says that's a product of white supremacy, he's 100% spot on. And these jock sniffing black people that don't want to accept that, you know, these are the same ones that be crying about Beyonce not getting the Country Music Award nominations. It might have not just been that good of enough song to move the core country audience. Right. Just like Eminem doesn't make good enough rap music to move the core hip hop audience.
I don't know about that because I'm not the core hip hop audience, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, do you want to hear songs about a guy talking about raping his baby mama and fighting his mama? You can't do that stuff in rap. A black man can't make a song like that. being disrespectful to his mama.
Yeah.
You heard Tupac, even as a crack fiend mama. You know what I'm saying? He still had to uplift her. Even though she was a former crackhead. A black man can't make can't be blatantly disrespectful to his mama in music like Eminem does. He's got a different set of parameters he can work from.
I think I agree with you. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Then there's no need for me to talk anymore.
Well, hold
It's
on.
always a pleasure.
There is one thing I wanted to ask you.
Oh.
I haven't watched the Tyreek Hill video yet. I did hear some of the audio from the video. And what I heard didn't sound like he was violating any laws. But I saw a post where I believe you were kind of insinuating that he was responsible for that whole situation escalating. And I would love to hear your thoughts on why that's the case.
First thing he did was he barely cracked his window when the cops came over.
Which
Nothing
is legal.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's legal.
Yeah, that's very legal. Cop goes away. He rolls the window back up.
That's
Cop
reasonable.
says don't. Cop says don't lower that window again. That's a legal command.
No, it's not.
Okay.
What
Well,
law?
I understand, and from what I understand, in the state of Florida, that is a legal command.
Well, here becomes my question, because I think a lot of people don't understand what a lawful command is, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lawful command ain't just anything a cop tell you. A lawful command is something that they tell you that's backed by a law. So maybe it's a lawful command if there's a law that says you're not allowed to roll up your window. So
Well, keep your hands where the cop can see them.
Well, again,
Whether that's illegal or not is common sense.
But it's not you said it's a legal command, a lawful command.
Well,
and it may not
I was told
necessarily.
it was, but if I'm wrong, I'm not an attorney. You're not an attorney.
That's
so
right.
If one of us is wrong, that's fine. I still say you can contribute to your own demise by doing dickhead shit that Tyreek was doing.
But now,
just take the arrest, take the damn citation.
that's
and
what he
move
said.
On,
He
bruh,
said
and fight it in court.
He said that. Just give me the ticket. So he wasn't
No, you
saying
don't.
I don't want no ticket. He told the man, just give me the ticket and let me go about my way. So what did he do that was wrong?
Slick. He's talking slick.
There's no law against talking slick.
Whether it's a law or not, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't have to be a law.
But it
for you to
kinda does.
Act with common sense. You've been stopped by the police. Just chill and get the hell out of there.
He
don't
did.
Try to provoke
He
them
told the
so
man.
that they don't try to provoke you.
Oh my goodness!
The
I
cops
can't
told him,
believe
"Don't raise the
you're
window." He
making
kept doing it.
excuses, and this is what bothers me when I hear people do this. You're making excuses for bad police behavior. Tyreek Hill did not take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. That law enforcement official did. There's no law against being an asshole. There's no law against saying, just give me my ticket and go on about your business. The law enforcement one is the one with the responsibility to remain professional. And he didn't remain professional in the face of someone talking to him in a way that he didn't like. And when we make excuses for that, then we enable that behavior. So if a police officer pulls up to me and says, give me your driver's license and whatever, and I say, here you go, MF. Now get out the car. Hold on, does he have a right to do that? Well, you shouldn't have called him an MF. It don't matter. It's not against the law to call him an MF. But what y'all saying is, well, since he's a law enforcement official, now he's got a right to pull you out the car because you said MF and you shouldn't have said MF. He's the one responsible for being professional, not me.
Those man laws only serve as a guide to what's right and wrong. However, there's no law that says don't try the police on the sidewalk. Try the case in court. Get the ticket.
That's
and
what
move on.
he said. Give me the ticket.
Don't go up there and try to don't agitate them. Oh
my
okay, I got a
goodness.
ticket. Okay, don't be calling the cops.
Be a good boy.
Doing dumb shit.
Be a good boy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Please.
Because you're in a war zone and you got to survive the
Y'all out
war.
y'all damn minds.
If you want to
Y'all
call
can
it
be
being a
slaves
good
for
boy,
20 minutes on the
if
side
you
of the
wanna-
road.
if
Some
you-
of
if
us
you wanna
refuse
call
to
it-
be slaves just
Emmanuel.
because that boy come up to us with his fake
It
ass
ain't about
badge
you.
and a gun. I'm not gonna be a slave for
man.
him and be a good boy. Please.
Ain't nobody said nothing about being a good boy.
That's
The point
exactly
is,
what you're
is be
saying.
alive.
You can't
Is
feel
be
how you
alive.
feel. You can't say what you want to say. Be a good
Okay.
boy until the masses say
Okay.
you can move on. He said,
Okay.
"Give me the ticket." He
Okay.
wasn't saying, "I'm not
Okay.
taking no MF
Okay.
ticket."
No. Because you're dead wrong here. You're dead wrong here. You need to get through the damn arrest and the thing. So your job is, once the police accost you, your job is to get to court.
He got through the arrest.
That's your next job.
He got
He
through
got
it.
through the arrest. He got through the arrest because he was Tyreek Hill. Had that been Emanuel Hill, he catching one to the back of his shit.
And you think that's okay? That's a
I don't
problem,
think it's
man.
okay.
Why are you making
you
excuses
missed it.
for a police officer that'll shoot somebody in the back of the head because they said, "Give me
You're
the ticket and
mincing
let's move on"?
words.
How
You're
could you
mincing
possibly
words.
think that that's fine?
You're mincing words. It's not going to work today, Emmanuel. There's no way. There's no
You're
reason for
saying
you.
it's okay for police officers to kill unarmed men on the side of the road because they don't like the way they talking, and you making excuses for it, and that's sad, and it makes me angry because so many people feel that way, and then y'all tell them that that's okay to do, so then y'all say, "Well, it ain't okay to do, but it's okay to do." That's a,
Ain't
oh my
nobody-
God!
You've never heard nobody say no shit like that.
That's what you're saying right now.
No, that's not it. I didn't say nothing from that. I was 180 degrees from that. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
You're trying
exactly,
to-
that is the point that
No.
you are making, is
No.
that
No.
Tyreek Hill did not break any
Again.
laws, but he got
Yes, he
roughed
did.
up by the police, and you saying it's
Yes, he did.
Tyreek
Yes, he
Hill's
did. Yes,
fault
he did.
that he
rolls
got
his-
roughed up
he
because the
rolls his
police
window.
didn't like him.
He rolls his window back. His hands are out of sight.
That's not against the law.
Okay. All right. Okay. Whether it's on the books against the law, it's just not wise for a black man driving a $300,000
Yeah,
car.
don't roll
in the
your window
city,
up.
in the city of Miami.
If you roll your window up, then they gonna pull you out the car and arrest you.
There's just a certain amount of candor in how you'll behave. With that type of responsibility. We're talking about an irresponsible dickhead who's got 10
The
kids.
cop
by
was
10
the
women, and you're
irresponsible
taking his
dickhead.
side? Taking
You
that nigga's
can't
side?
take a rich
taking-
black
you
man
taking his
saying
side?
to you, "Just give me my ticket and let's move on." That's
The
what made
nigga
him
with
mad.
10 kids by 7 women. The nigga with 10 kids by 7 women, only been married to one of them. You gonna take his
How many
side.
kids the cop got? By how many women?
We don't know.
Exactly.
We don't know. He
So
came
why
by
would you
foot.
even bring
I
that
would
into the
imagine-
conversation?
Because it shows that your boy is irresponsible.
The cop was
Tyreek.
the one who was irresponsible.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yes,
No,
he
wasn't.
was.
Tyreek, he's agitating me. Yeah,
He
he's
said,
agitating. There's
"Give
no need to
me the
agitate."
ticket and let's move on."
Okay. No, he didn't. That ain't all he said. I don't have the tape right in front of me, but trust me, that wasn't all that happened. He was being an asshole. You
can be an asshole. It's not against the law to be an asshole.
Yeah, it's not against the law. It's not against the law. But when they put hands on you, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get fucked up.
That's against
And
the
it wasn't
law.
necessary.
That
Now,
is a violation of the law.
hopefully-
If you
hopefully
haven't
you'll get-
violated the law, they have no reason
Exactly.
to put their hands on you.
Hopefully you'll get compensated for that. But if you're dead, you're dead.
And you would be all right with that.
No, I wouldn't.
You would still be
I
saying,
wouldn't be
"Well,
all
it was
right with
his
that. I would
fault.
be
The
upset.
cop, the
That's
cop
what
was
I'm saying.
okay. If he wouldn't
No,
have said what
no,
he said,
no.
then it would have been fine. But it's the cop is the one who was in the right."
That's a very reductionist, pedestrian take of what I'm saying. You're not slick today, bro.
What are you
can pull out
saying
all
then?
four.
All I've heard
I'm
you
telling
say
you-
is
I'm telling
Tyreek
you
Hill
when-
rolled up his window, and when you on the side of the road, you got to do whatever the police officer says, and if not, then it's your
Never said
fault
one
if
of- I
anything
never
happened
said
to you.
Got to. That's what I'm saying. I never said that you got to do any of that. I just said it's in your best interest to. That's all I said. It's in your best interest to just behave and get the shit over with. Don't agitate things. Tyreek Hill is wildly irresponsible.
That
in this
law
behavior,
enforcement
and it's-
official
and
was
it's- and
wildly
it's consistent-
irresponsible.
And it's consistent with his character that we've seen for the past 5-7 years.
That law
Blowing up
enforcement
teams,
official was
blowing up
wildly
teams,
irresponsible, and
shooting
it's
up clubs
consistent
and
with
random women.
actions that we've seen from law enforcement over the years.
Yes. But how many times has this particular cop been cited for anything or had any type of discipline on his job?
I don't know, because a lot of times
Okay,
they won't
then.
let you get those public
for right
records
now,
where
so
we're
for right
supposed
now-
to know.
So for right now, since he's a current cop in order, we're going to take his word for it.
No, you're going to
Okay,
take his
no,
word
we're
for it.
gonna- no, we're
I'm
gonna
not
take
taking
we
his
know- we
word
know-
for it.
We know Tyreek Hill. We know Tyreek Hill.
I don't know
is wildly
Tyreek Hill.
irresponsible.
I don't know him.
So what? 10 kids by 7-8 women? That ain't irresponsible.
I don't
Is
know
that
if
irresponsible?
I don't know how many kids he got
No,
or by how many
no.
women.
Very simple, Mr.
Hold on.
Emanuel. If I can use your brother's tone, Emanuel Lewis Livingston. Okay.
I don't think that's his
Is-
tone, but
Yes or no? It's a very simple question. You're a very smart man, college educated. You went to Walnut Hills, the
I
smartest
did not
school
go
in
to
the
Walnut
goddamn
Hills.
nation.
I did not go to
Oh,
Walnut
okay.
Hills.
Oh, I do apologize then. Okay.
Yes, you owe
But
me a
anyway,
big apology for that.
you're still a reasonably smart guy. Is 10 kids by 7 women responsible? Yes or no?
I would say no,
Okay,
but I don't
then.
know that to be the case.
Is getting traded, is being a start on a team and getting traded for blowing up that team, is that responsible behavior?
I don't know.
Okay. I think the record clearly shows
It's
that Tyreek
athletics,
Hill.
so none of that stuff really matters.
I think, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No,
because this shows
it
a
doesn't.
pattern that he's an irresponsible guy that does wild shit. Like
Again,
busting
I don't
nuts
know if
in
any of that
random
stuff
women.
is true. So now let me ask you, I answered your questions. Let me ask you this. A police officer on the street who get triggered because somebody don't do everything that he want them to do exactly the way he want them to do it, is that a responsible officer?
No, it's not. It's
All
human.
right then. So that's what we saw with this. So apparently we have two irresponsible people working there together. But you're
Right.
defending
And
one
the
of them, and the
who
other
started-
one you're
the
saying
who
is the
started-
problem.
The one who started the irresponsible behavior, he got fucked up.
And you're okay with that?
I mean, you start some shit, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You're trying to drive, you're driving 100 miles an hour down in downtown Miami in a $300,000 car. Is that responsible behavior of a black man?
You're asking me
Yes or no,
another
Emmanuel?
question?
Yes.
No, that's not responsible behavior of a black man.
Again.
Pulling a dude out of a
more
okay,
dumbass
so
Tyreek
pulling
shit.
a dude
More
out of a
Tyreek
car
being a
for
dickhead.
not violating any law because your ego is hurt, is that a responsible officer?
Whether you hurt
Yes
his
or
ego
no,
not.
is
Once
that a
they-
responsible officer?
No, it is not. But
All
let
right
me
then,
say-
so
let
we
me
got
add this,
two
though. Let me add this.
irresponsible
Just let me add
people,
this.
but one of
Let
them
me
you
add this part.
defending and the other one you got a problem with.
Once the one who is a sworn police officer says step out of the car, that is a legal command, is it not? In every state, step out of the car.
Yes.
Once they say step out of the car, the jig is up. Pardon the pun, but the jig is up. Get out of the
Maybe. Hold
fucking
on.
car
Let me say
and get out of
maybe.
there.
Maybe. Because in order for that to be...
No, we're not going to mince
Can I-
words today.
No, we're not mincing words.
Emmanuel.
We're talking about law. In order, I believe, in order for that to be a legal command, you have to have a few legal things in place. So it has to be a legal stop. So it's not necessarily just
So it
because
was a
a
legal
cop
spot.
says...
He was
but it
speeding.
don't matter. We
He was
talking
speeding.
about what may or may not be legal. You asked the question
was a legal
about
stop.
any...
He was speeding, was he
no,
not?
you asked the question about any cop anywhere in America at any time. These are your words. Any cop anywhere in
No.
any state telling somebody to get out the car, they had to get out the car. And I'm telling you that may not be the
You
law.
know what? You know what? Foss. That's exactly what you are right now. Foss.
You're the one trying to make
or-
everything fit this particular. Don't try to expand it to every state and the
No, I'm not.
union and all
No.
of that kind of stuff. You did that.
We
I
talking
didn't do
about
that.
We know. Well, how do cops get you out of a car? They tell you to step out. That is a legal command. Bottom line.
It may or may not be.
No, it's trust me. It is.
It may or may not be.
I guarantee.
Depending
one
on the
of these lawyer
situation.
niggas that's listening, they'll tell you that is a legal command.
Depending on
in
the
every state.
situation, it may or may not be.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. Then I guess we'll agree to disagree.
We will.
I remain unconvinced at your argument.
And I remain unconvinced that any police officer anywhere is better than everybody else, and so you got to be a slave on the side of the road for them 20 minutes.
I
reject
understand
that
because of recent family tragedies. You may not see this logically because of recent family issues with the police. I understand that.
Those wasn't police. Those were security guards.
Oh,
I'm talking
exactly.
about police.
Well, white men wearing black.
I'm talking
white
about
men wearing
police
black
on the side of the road. You want me to be a slave when he walk up? Yes, sir, master. Whatever you say, do, sir. I have to do whatever you say, do, sir. No, I'm not doing that.
The phrase "wanting you to be a slave" is embellishing and unfactual.
I disagree.
But again, that's what you do.
I think it's an
words. I never once used that terminology.
portrayal of what it is that you're describing.
I never once used that terminology.
You may not have used the terminology. I didn't say it's the words you use. I said it's an actual wording of what it is that you're describing.
That's some dramatic shit you trying, and that's fine. The show is eponymous. The Emanuel show. So you want to try some shit like that? That's fine. But you and I know what's going on.
Yeah, we do. Well, at least I do. I don't know if you do.
Yeah, so
I believe I believe you believe what you're saying, and it makes me sad and a little angry.
Oh God, I don't even know what to tell you. Because I'm about 7 Jamesons in. I'm day drinking at the gentleman's bar. So I'm going back in. We'll talk again some other day.
Fame, take it easy. Don't drink too much. All right, that's Fame. Yeah, it makes me angry when I hear people say that. It makes me angry. Everything, people really believe that everything a police officer tell you to do, you gotta do. It's a lawful order. Just because a cop say it, don't make it a lawful order. Blade.
What's going on?
A whole lot. What's going on with you?
You see what I'm talking about now?
I do not. You said what's going on. I have no idea what that means. What are you talking about?
Your last caller. When it always comes to a black person, like you said, when it comes to a black person dealing with a white person, he wants you to bojangle, but he's a tough guy, want to meet somebody on a job site. But when it comes to the white man, he wants you to dance. When the white man.
Look, I don't agree with his point of view on that.
If I had any friends that act like that, they couldn't be my damn friends. I couldn't hang around a bojangle Negro that think like that to be around me, because Negroes like that to get you killed. If you get put over by the police, you know what he would tell you? Hey, do what they tell you to do. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. See, Negroes like that would get you killed, and you know I'm telling the truth. You got to watch out for Negroes like that. Play hard to another black man, but when it comes to the white man, you want to bojangle. Peace out, bro. I'm pissed off.
That's Blade. Blade is pissed off. Look, I'm not saying, because you got to be clear about certain stuff. I'm not saying get out there on the street and challenge everything the police officer says, right? But there are certain things that you have to do. And there are certain things that you're not obligated to do. And it all depends, of course, on where you are. I know in the state of Texas, which this would really drive people crazy. In the state of Texas, you don't necessarily have to ID yourself. Maybe not for a driving infraction. I mean, just in general. Police, whatever. You don't have to ID unless you've been lawfully arrested. I mean, they don't get your name and all that kind of stuff until cuffs is on. And people who stand up for their right, like, hey, what's your name? And you're like, I'm not telling you my name. Well, I'm just telling you your name. See, you guys got to make it to court, and then you can fight it in court. Like, no. You can stand up for your rights. I believe in Texas, you don't have to give officers your driver's license and registration and insurance information. You just have to display it. I mean, you don't have to put it in their hand. You can just hold it up to the window so that they can read it. Well, why wouldn't you just give it to them? Why would you escalate the situation? Because then you going to catch 2 to the back of the head. Hold on, I'm going to catch 2 to the back of the head because I'm following the law, and you think that's okay? And you think that's okay? I understand the mindset of, look, you want to de-escalate. do the best you can. So, on a traffic stop, last time I was stopped, dude come up, rolled down my window, and, he asked me a few questions. I answered. He asked me another question. I hesitated because I was like, I don't know that I want to answer that question. And he was like, oh, why are you hesitating? And I was like, because I don't know if I want to answer that question. But then I thought about it, and I answered that question. And I said, if he asked me one more question, I'm not going to answer. He didn't ask me no more questions. When he walked away, guess what I did? I rolled up my window. I think that's reasonable to do. Once I've given you what you need, you're walking away and I roll up my window. How is that escalating the situation? Roll the window back down. You don't be rolling your window up when I'm... What? That's some ego stuff. And if you think it's okay for a law enforcement official to get caught up in his ego, well, they human too. They took an oath, though. I hit that TH hard. I didn't mean to hit that TH that hard. They took an oath. I didn't take no oath. I'm allowed to be upset. I'm allowed to be unprofessional. He's not supposed to. But we make excuses for them, like, well, if you would have just... No, he's got to be or she's got to be professional. His attitude was... Attitude is not a reason to be arrested. And y'all act like that stuff is... Not all of y'all. But some of y'all act like that stuff is fine. Like it's my fault that the police officer was unprofessional. Well, I'm not saying that it's fine, but you're making excuses for it. And trust me, police officers hear people criticize them, and then they hear the pushback. And it empowers them more than they're already empowered. People will do certain stuff just because it's in them. But people are concerned about, but when you got everybody telling you, oh, it's okay for you to be unprofessional. It's okay for you to let your ego get out of control. It's okay for you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe you should be disrespectful to law enforcement. That's not what I'm saying. But if you don't break the law, you shouldn't be detained and or arrested for it. If everything I'm doing is lawful, like he said, just give me my ticket. He told him, don't be knocking on my window like that. It's not against the law to say. I have the video pulled up, and I'm going to watch it when I go off, because I'm going to go off in just a minute. But I'm going to watch it. I heard the audio. I was listening to 700 WOW. They played the audio. Oh, you see how he's telling him not to knock on his window? And I called him. I was going to go on the air, but then I was like, no, I don't want to go on the air. But telling a cop, don't be knocking on my window like that. You think a person should be arrested for that? That's what you're saying? Cracking your window, because that's all you got to do. Clearly the dude could hear it. He could see. Oh, you rolled your window back up. So what law says I have to leave my window down the whole traffic stop? Maybe there's a law in Florida that says that. If you're ever stopped by the police, your window must be down the entire stop. Maybe that's a law. I don't think it is, but you never know. Well, why would he roll his window up? Maybe because he wanted to. And it's not against the law. It doesn't put the cop's life in danger. Hold on, I can hear somebody now. But for all the cop know that he could have something in there and he has to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion of certain things. And just because you rolled your window up is not a reasonable suspicion that you got a weapon that you plan on harming a cop with. Because y'all know people will make up all kind of excuses for bad law enforcement behavior. Should you be respectful? Sure, you should be respectful. Man, them dudes, they just doing their job. They just doing their job. At the same time, it's not my job to make your job easy. It's not my job to make it pleasant to steal my money. I'm pulled over. I'm not in a good mood because I'm pulled over. You're the one who pulled me over. I might not be super nice to you. But because that hurts your feelings, that don't give you a right to snatch me out the car, throw me on the ground, and cuff me. But apparently some people think it does. Valerie says, watch the video with us. I don't know that I can, and I'm not even 100% sure that this is the video. Stephanie says he had no seatbelt on. That was what made them tell him to get out of the car. It wasn't. It wasn't. Didn't tell him to get out because I've been pulled over and given a ticket for not wearing my seatbelt. They didn't get me out the car. They didn't pull me out the car because I didn't have on a seatbelt. That doesn't even make sense. You get a ticket for that. You don't get pulled out of the car because you're not wearing a seatbelt. Let's assume even a seatbelt is a primary infraction. You know what they do for a primary infraction? They pull you over, they say you weren't wearing your seatbelt, here's a ticket. They don't pull you out of the car because you're not wearing your seatbelt. That's not even reasonable. If Tyreek Hill did something illegal that would have caused him to be arrested, arrest him. I'm 100% with that. And again, I don't know Tyreek Hill from, as they say, the man on the moon. I'm not saying that, his actions were fine. Based on what I heard, he was being kind of nasty, arrogant. I don't like that. But you shouldn't be roughed up by the police because you're being arrogant. Going 100 miles an hour, the police ain't going to be nice when they pull you over. They ain't got to be nice. Now ask for them to be nice, but just ask for them to be professional. You ain't got to be nice to me. Just be professional. I don't want you to bring me a pillow or nothing. Even if I'm going 100 miles an hour. Unless that's an arrestable offense, then arrest me for that. But if you're going to give me a ticket, then give me a ticket. But don't be mad because I'm not happy that you're giving me a ticket. So I'm not saying police should be nice to people. Be professional. And it's not professional to beat and or arrest people for not breaking a law. I don't know. I don't think that's not hard to get. If Tyreek Hill broke a law, if there's a law in Miami that says if a police officer pulls you over, you must roll your window down and keep it down through the duration of the stop. Cool. He rolled it up, arrest his ass. He broke the law. But if not, Stephanie says, don't be so harsh. Oh my God, I forget we sensitive now. We sensitive. Y'all can be as harsh as y'all want to be with me, but my response has to be, please, I'm not a cop. I didn't take an oath to be nice to everybody. I read the whole comment. Only part that was necessary to address, in my opinion, was the part about they made him get out of the car because he didn't have a seatbelt on. That's not true, and it's not even reasonable. It's not harsh. Frankie Beverly is dead. What they got to do with anything? Is that rude? Is that disrespectful? No, because it's not disrespectful, rude, or harsh to say that a dead man is dead. May not feel good, but it's not rude or disrespectful. So for me to tell you that what you said is not reasonable, is not being harsh. Axe says Tyreek was calling for that white man when he got put in cuffs. I don't even know what that means, but okay. What that got to do with the professionalism of the law enforcement official? Stephanie says, I'm not harsh with you. Don't lump me in with other people. I'm an individual. I don't feel like I was harsh with you, but noted, Stephanie. From now on, when I read your comments, I'll just read them in the most pleasant voice that I can think of, and I'll be really nice. And if I respond, it'll be really nice. T. Mikey G says, E-Man got booted out of the band. See, not harsh at all. It's not. I did. There's nothing wrong with that. Twin, I'm not taking another one of your calls. Bro, you don't call 3 times in a show. No, it's not happening. Not happening. It's just not happening. Y'all got to get out of here. It's after 6 o'clock. Y'all do this on purpose. Y'all do this on purpose. Look, I appreciate all of y'all. And you, Stephanie, I appreciate you as well. Thank you for checking out the show. Everybody, I don't know if you're going to go out and about, whether you are or not. Do me a favor, as always, be the reason that somebody smiles. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.